What's up, everybody?
Hey,
How are you today? Tonight?
yes.
Man, Ish, we got our regular right here in the house. Oh, Lord,
Oh, yeah.
boss man this side looking. We're
Uh-huh.
going to catch it when he get here.
Uh-huh.
Lord Jesus. Boss man, us sorry. Please don't,
Hey,
please don't beat us when you get on.
don't beat us. Don't call HR. You know, we, we,
Right.
we got it together. We got it together. What's up, everybody? S gang, what's
Hey
good?
everybody,
Hey.
hello. I know I saw my Abby out there and
Mhm.
Helen, Rhonda, oh my God, Tara, everybody,
Jennifer. What's
Diana,
up, Jennifer?
Jen, what's up? Jen and I just became Facebook friends, so I feel
Nice.
honored. Welcome
Okay.
aboard, Jen. Ish, you looking beautiful tonight. Y'all, ain't
Thank
she looking
you.
great tonight? Look at that
Thank
hair.
you. Thank you. You look beautiful as usual.
Well, thank you.
Yes, yes, yes.
So tonight, y'all, is like no other night. We have a great show ready for y'all. But y'all know I just have to give my word on some things to just get us started off. I made a post on my Facebook page a couple of days ago concerning a post about depression and about fighting depression. Tonight it's an affirmation, but it's more of an affirmation to reach out to everyone because no one is immune to what's going on in the world today. No one is immune. But it is how we allow it to take us down the road of darkness. And when we go down that road of darkness, no one is immune to what can happen inside your darkness when you cannot function inside your darkness. So you have to learn to function inside your darkness because darkness don't last always. It's going to always get light, regardless of how dark it is. But the main thing you need to do is to gain control of yourself and have faith in yourself that whatever you're going through, it's not going to last forever. In fact, it's just a seed that's being planted in the dark to get you ready for even greater things if you just hang on. So let's get started with some uncensored minds.
Nice. Thank you so much, K-Day. Needed that.
All right.
How's everybody doing this evening? Welcome to episode 96. We checking right along to that big 100. But before we go any further, I would be remiss if we didn't dedicate tonight's show to those that lost their life 21 years ago today. And if you don't know what that is, the tragedies that happened with the World Trade Center, the Pentagon, and Swanksville, Pennsylvania, that was the tragedies of 9/11. As I sit back and reflect, um, Katie's affirmation was spot on. Making sure that you check on your loved ones, making sure that you reach out because you never know when that no more will be no more, right? Or your lifetime will be final. Um, it's funny because I know all of us have a story when it comes to September 11th. Everybody. You ask
Mhm.
anybody what they were doing September 11th, 2020, 2001, they will tell you, I was here, I was there, I was this. If they don't remember nothing else in their life, they remember that day.
Oh, yeah.
And this goes so far beyond black and white, political affiliations, um, financial ups and downs. This has to do with us as people because so many people lost their lives that day that look just like us, our neighbor, our best friends, our coworkers, our everything. So we wanted to take the time out to dedicate tonight's show, episode 96 here at Uncensored Minds, to those who lost their lives in the tragic events that happened on September 11th, 2001, um, affectionately known as 9/11. Before we get into the icebreaker question of the day, I have a question. Where were you, or what do you remember 21 years ago today? Where were you?
So I was at work. I think I had just actually started a new job, actually, but I just remember it being like a joyous day. It's actually my grandmother's birthday. Happy heavenly birthday, Gramps. But I just remember it being like a joyous day initially, and then you started getting the reports. The bridges are closing, roads are closing. I have an uncle in the government who was in the Capitol that day. And so I just remember, panic setting in, fear setting in, calling family members, trying to get in touch with, everybody, seeing what's going on and what's happening, and that everyone is somewhere safe. And I just remember after that, it just being complete chaos. Once, picking up my kid and making sure that I was home, like, you know what I mean? I just remember it being complete chaos and just fear stricken. So it's definitely something I'll never forget.
Same here. I was at work that day, and I was working at the time at a ortho surgical clinic, and I had gotten all of my patients in the room, and I was walking up the hallway, and we had TVs in the waiting room, and you could always see the TVs. One of the doctors always wanted it on the news, and I saw the planes, and I saw everybody standing up, and I was like, what's going on? So when they told me what was going on, my first thought was to get to my child because I had just dropped him off at school. He was in elementary school. But of course, they locked the schools down and everything. And it's just a day I will never forget because my main concern was trying to get to my child because I didn't know if the attack was going to go even further. So I was just wanting to get to my baby.
All right. For sure.
As I look back on 2001, that was a big year for me. I had just turned 21 in July. A couple of weeks prior to that, my son / brother was born June 9th. Then a day before my birthday, my first godchild was born on July 7th. So I had a great year. I was turning 21. My soon-to-be son was born. I say that laughingly because my father calls his own son his grandson, and actually calls him my son. But then I had my goddaughter as well. But I remember exactly that day is so vivid in my mind. It was a crisp, clear, beautiful day here in Philadelphia. Not a cloud in the sky. Typically, when I wake up in the morning, I probably have one like Sports Center or something. I was still living at home because I came home that weekend. I was in college. I came home that weekend and, whatever. I was traveling back and forth because I went to a local campus of Penn State before I transferred to the main campus. So I was working and I was going to school. And I remember that day I woke up, for some reason, the news came on. The news was on Channel 6, and then it turned right to Good Morning America. And I seen the planes hit. Came right back in the room, coming home back from, I seen the planes hit. You think it's a movie scene. You think it's something else. But what I mean, it's hysteria, whatever they showing the buildings on fire. Then you see the second plane hit, and you're like, oh shit, what's this?
Mm-hmm.
Then, us being here in Philadelphia, we got a lot of the birthplace of America. So we thinking we next on the list because we don't know what's going on. We had a plane that went down in Swanksville, Pennsylvania, that was meant to hit the White House. The plane that left to hit the Pentagon, you know what I mean? So we like, oh shit, is we gonna happen something happen here? First thing I did, like any normal child would do, is call their mother. I called my mother. Mom, what do we do? She's like, I don't know, nigga. I'm trying to figure it out too. I was just like, you got to get home. You got to get home now because it was like a scary time because I'm like, just come home. We all need to be in the same house together. And that day changed the life of America. Changed the life of America. I know that's the day, and we have a special guest that we about to bring on now. that we about to bring on that's going to tell firsthand accounts because, being from the New York area and firsthand accounts of that. But we all know what it looks like for the world to stop. We experienced that a year and a half ago when we shut down for COVID, right? That was some unprecedented times for us, all of us. But I guess September 11th here, especially on the East Coast, and being in such proximity to New York and also DC, right here in the middle of Pennsylvania and Philadelphia, the world stopped.
Yeah.
For us, and also for a lot of Americans, and it drew us so closer together, so much more closer together. In those times, you're seeing people helping each other. You're seeing people that probably was at each other's throats, racial groups coming together and just banding together and helping each other. The next guest that we want to bring on is a family member to us here at Uncensored Minds, and we wanted to get her firsthand account of it. So welcome, Tara, to the show.
Hey, everybody.
Hey,
Tara. What's good, mama?
Nothing much.
First of all, before we get into the, you got to show everybody what that #1 fan T-shirt look like, because for the first time, we starting to see it on somebody.
Yes, I love it.
Wait, hold on.
Okay.
You
got her name on it.
Picked out in the bag. I see it. Now that's clap, Tara. That's clap.
Sister girl. That's what I'm talking about. Personalize it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love it.
I was shocked because I didn't even notice the back. I was like, oh, snap. Okay.
Love it.
Shit, A1 over here in Uncensored Minds, man.
Yeah.
Just take us back give us your memories of 21 years ago today. Your thoughts, experience, you being from New York, you being right there, experiencing it firsthand.
Well, that day, I actually took my daughter to school that day, and I was off. I was coming back home to basically vote for the mayor election. So I'm on the bus. I'm halfway home. This guy gets on the bus and is like, the Twin Towers is on fire. I'm like, wait a minute, what? And my mind rushing and just blacked out because my mom worked at 5 World Trade, so did my cousin. At that time, my mom was on vacation, so I'm like, okay, but I'm worried about my cousin because they all worked in the same building. They worked for Credit Suisse First Boston. So I get home. The minute I turn on the TV, the second plane is hitting the next tower. I'm like, this can't be happening. This got to be an accident. But to look back on it, I'm like, that wasn't no accident. And it was just like the world just stood still. It was quiet in my neighborhood. I'm like, okay, I got to get back to my daughter. Unfortunately, I couldn't do that because everything shut down. Police was like, there's no transportation. You got to stay in until we find out what's going on. So I had to watch this thing till the buildings fell. The first phone call I get was from my dad. Where's your mom? I just want to know where she at. And I'm like, Dad, she's down south. She's good. And then they're like, I didn't even think about my aunt. My aunt was taking the PATH train faithfully every day to her job in Brooklyn at the Board of Education. I'm calling, I'm calling, I'm beeping her. She's not responding. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she usually gets on the train transfers from the PATH to the A train at 8:55. So my nerves is at a wreck. So I finally got her maybe a couple hours later. And she told me she had just got on the train when somebody told her the planes had hit the World Trade Center. And once the buildings fell, I guess I was finally relieved, but at the same time, I'm worrying about my daughter. Her babysitter actually went to go pick her up from school because the schools let out early and took them to a shelter in place. But I told her to go get her. And when I got to her, everybody's like, where were you? Why you couldn't come? I'm like, everything is shut down. There's no buses running. There's no trains running. Everything is shut down. I finally got a bus. Maybe I had to wait for like an hour. When I got to my mom, you could actually see the World Trade Center from my mom's house. Only thing you seen was black smoke. And I called my mom. My mom didn't even know it happened, honestly, because she wasn't watching the television. And she said the phone wasn't ringing. That was because the lines were all tied up. When I finally got her, I'm like, Mom, look at the television. You'll never believe what's going on. Her and my grandmother just rewatched everything. And they're like, what happened? This is like I think the first attack was like in 93. And at that time, she was working in One World Trade, but she made it out. I would never wish that on anybody because you could hear the flyer planes flying by. It was just like silence. New York was like literally, it was just like dead. And to experience that again with COVID, it boggles the mind. And I was just very unsettled the whole time. My daughter was like, Mom, I can't go back to school. She was scared. I had to calm her down, me and my aunt both, because we had to wind up staying at my mom's house because my aunt couldn't get back. She had to stay at my mother's house for like 2 days because the PATH trains were closed. She had to, find another way because the World Trade Center went down on the train station itself. So she couldn't find no way to get home. So she had to meet somebody in Manhattan for them to drive her home. It's like, I even though my mom wasn't there, I feel bad because 2 of her coworkers lost family members in both buildings. Her staff got out because her boss was like, drop everything. We're not staying here. We're getting out of here. Especially when the first plane hit. The second one in the buildings, they were telling everybody stay in the offices. I'm like, but you just seen a plane hit one building. Why would you tell them to stay in place? And that's how a lot of lives was lost also, because people were telling people, no, we got to stay here till they come and rescue us. I've heard that story over and over and over again. And it's like, why? Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you just let people go? Drop everything, leave everything, and go. So and every year you hear the same stories over and over and over again, and hear the names over and over again, and it's just terrible. It's just a somber moment. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Prayers to the many families out there, Barbara.
Absolutely.
We saw your comment. My prayers to you and your family and anyone else who directly lost a family member, a friend, who was right there to have to witness that, because it's a traumatizing moment. We who didn't lose anyone will never ever forget it, but especially you guys, it's something that is forever etched in your minds.
Yeah, definitely. They knew what they were doing. They definitely knew. From that attack, the first attack, it should have been like a lesson learned. Like, okay, we got to do better.
Right.
We can't let our guard down. And even the guy that actually illustrated that bombing in the building the first time said, we're not finished yet. He said, we're going to tear those buildings down. When he was getting sentenced that day, that should have been a heads up right there. It really should have been. But, it wasn't.
Wow.
So many stories can be told from this tragic event. You hear stories of heroism. You hear stories of pain. You hear stories of people just wanting to say one last time to their loved ones, we love you.
Mm-hmm.
Those that may have had a disagreement the night before it or before they left out, and not being able to finalize that. It's you hear so many stories over time, and it's heartbreaking. Again, like we said, Barbara, our condolences is with you and your family for your loss, and all of the countless of members that lost their life that tragic death. It's so funny because when you go to ground zero, right? Because now they've cleaned it up. It's been 21 years, so they've done some beautiful things to memorialize those that lost it. Such an eerie feeling when you go down there, though.
Definitely.
Feels
Definitely.
we know New York to be. We know New York to be so vibrant, so alive, so hustle and bustle. But when you go down to that area, it's such a different vibe. Talk about that.
Well, I see what T wrote. New York was shut down for about, I want to say about 2.5 days. But there was like a limited schedule when it came to transportation because a lot of transportation was within that area. I went down there, I say the week after the attack. That smell is nothing you want to ever smell in your life because between the fumes and everything else, it's just like a gut-wrenching smell. And I had to actually meet my cousin down there because he worked down there, but he worked in another building, not near the World Trade Center, but within that vicinity. And when I went back down to the train station, I'm like, I will never come back here again. The smell was just like terrible to the point where when I got home, I actually had to get on my nebulizer.
Really, it was that bad.
It was that bad.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was that bad. And it was such a rush job. I mean, Rudy Giuliani, you would think, okay, these two buildings, not even two buildings, 7 altogether went down. Because you have the Twin Towers, then you had 5, 7, you had the globe that was right behind the buildings. All that stuff fell down. Every building fell down. And he said, we got to rush this. I can't, we don't want to let this linger. But you have people's loved ones in that debris.
Right.
It actually, the cleanup was 8 months. And as they were rebuilding, they were finding body parts and bones. And I'm like, I couldn't be. And it was to the point where people were talking about suing the city because they wanted their loved ones' remains. I just actually watched something today. The guy didn't get his wife's remains until 2 years later.
Wow.
And they were like, you don't want to see her like that. And I'm like, it's nothing left for her. And that was the point. There was nothing left for her. Part of her clothes were there, but there was nothing left for her.
So as a New York resident and being there firsthand, how do you feel your mayor, like Rudy Giuliani, like how do you feel the first responders, the fire department, the police department, all the volunteer help that came in, how do you feel they, do you feel like they did a good job in responding and helping the citizens with, just
Definitely.
coping and panic? And because I can't even imagine on top of, like you're explaining the smell and the visual effect. I can't imagine the terror that was also happening with the residents, you know what I mean, at that time as well. But how do you feel like the first responders and everybody did?
The first responders, I give them much praise, because they went out there as soon as the smoke settled. They didn't waste no time. That's why a lot of them now are suffering with so many illnesses. A lot of them have since passed. And I give them praise. I mean, even though Rudy Giuliani, excuse my French, was an asshole, I can say he made sure it got on top of everything. And the people that are suffering now, 21 years later, with cancer, with lung disease, with all types of things, mainly everything deals with the lungs. And a lot of the fire department people have since passed, also policemen also. But a lot of them don't have the insurance to cover the medications they have to get. And the mayors that have since been in office, they have like special programs and stuff for them to be helped, but by the time they get to help, they're already on their deathbeds. So I give them much praise. I give their family prayers as well, because they did an excellent job. An excellent job. They tried to find people. There was actually 2 Port Authority people that were rescued. And that's what the World Trade Center movie is about.
Right.
Yeah. It was 5 of them all together. 1 stayed behind, so he was killed. But there were 4 down there. 2 had passed down there. They found them, I forgot how many days later, but yeah. And they're still alive.
It's crazy because the stories that you hear, firsthand accounts, it just is gut wrenching. We're sitting here as it plays out in front of us. One of our very own, Janine, was in the buildings.
Wow.
Her to come on this evening. We reached out to her and she just said, I can't now. It's just too much.
Too much, yeah.
Actually was in the buildings. She actually felt it. She experienced it. She's living through it. She said, I can't even get on a train just because of that. She said, and now she did the comment that she wrote right here. I lost my dad from these toxins from the air, also worked nearby. So to be inside of the buildings and have those planes hit, to get out, get to safety. People that you know and love that worked in the buildings that you knew of, or just being in there and experience that, but then also lose a family member because of what was in the air and things like that. It's so devastating, and our prayers are with everyone. Tara, Barbara, Janine, Diana, the 2,000 and so people that lost their lives that day, not just in New York, the Pentagon, and also the plane that went down. Those people decided to take it upon themselves, that Flight 93, and crash that plane before it went to do some more damage and lose some more lives. So we could talk about this all night.
Yeah.
And it's been 21 years and it still has the same effect on us as if it was yesterday.
Definitely.
Thank you, Tara, for coming on and sharing your story with us. Thank you, Janine, for sharing your story in the comments. Our prayers.
Yes, God. Yes, prayers to you, Janine.
Absolutely.
Yes, Janine. I'm trying to share this right now because I think a lot of people need to come on here and be able to see this because like Janine said, she just couldn't get on here. But just brings me back to when you're in dark places, how you have to deal with it. And she is dealing with it her way. And I respect that. She know that she don't need to get on here because it's going to take her in a place she don't need to be.
Exactly.
But, so Janine, my prayers are with you. Yes. I salute you for handling it as well as you are.
Yes.
Thank you, Tara, for coming on
and
sharing your
No problem.
Thank you, Tara.
All right, guys. Take care. Have a good night.
No.
You don't get off that easy, Sam.
We got to get hours before you get out of here. It ain't that easy. You can't just hit and run. Nuh-uh.
All right. What's up?
Solo screen, but we wanted to shout you out for being one of the very first to subscribe to the Uncensored Minds channel, and also being the first to grab up one of those top fans. So we appreciate you for everything that you do. Your weekly your weekly contributions to not only Uncensored Minds, but even us over at
Oh, you forgot the name of your show?
No. Tell May Kid on Wednesday night. Also being a part of S Gang, and also being a part of Raw Honey, and also Karen's Corner. Also being a faithful family member of Friday Night Lights. So you covering all bases here.
Yes.
And slam when it comes to love and loyalty, and we appreciate you for that. So we wanted to make sure that we bring you on and give you your flowers in these trying times. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Yes.
Love you all.
Give it up, Sarah.
Love you.
Y'all give it up. Throw some hearts up. Throw the clapping.
And she's an aqua
Yeah.
queen.
Yes.
Throw it up. Throw it up.
Aqua queen.
Thank you again, Sarah, for coming on tonight. We appreciate you.
All right, guys. Y'all take care.
You too. Thank you.
That's love right there.
Yeah, that's love.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
The dedication.
If we ended it, we could end it with a smile and a little joke. But damn,
I know.
21 years ago today, who knew that their lives, when they woke up, was getting ready for work, or doing whatever they were doing, on their way to work, getting ready for work, or whatever, knew that at 9 p.m., at 9:49 p.m., that their lives would change dramatically. And the world that we live in is so much more different. The way we travel is different. The way we consume things are different. The way that we do things is so different because of that very day. Again, our prayers goes out to those that lost their lives. Again, we will say it until we can't say it no more. We dedicate tonight's show to anybody that has been affected by the tragedies that happened on 9/11. All right. Let's move on. So we got to move on to something even more crazy. If we thought that was crazy, what you going to see next is going to blow your damn mind. It's going to blow your mind. And we talking about Aries Spears and Tiffany Haddish. If you've been under a rock and you don't know what we talking about, we got a little video for it. And it goes a little something like this. Do we got a video? I don't know if we got a video. I almost had y'all. That video was a little too graphic. Gotcha.
Yeah.
The video was a little too graphic. It has a lot of moving parts in it that ain't good. Ish, start us off, Ish. Let us know what your thoughts was with that, because you shared it
with the group. Yes. So, I mean, for those of you who don't know or who have gotten like bits and pieces from the socials, you know, it's been all across everything lately. Basically, Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears are accused of grooming, which is like, you know, preparing a child for anything explicit or illicit and sexual in nature. So they're accused of like grooming or sexual assault and molestation are some of the allegations that are floating around right now, stemming from a comedic sketch, whose intent might have initially been, you know, good to like bring awareness to pedophilia, sexual abuse and molestation, that went completely wrong. It flopped. It was bad. And so now they're being actually sued or attempted to be sued for their part in bringing these minor children on set to perform, you know, sexually explicit things in nature. So yeah, that's what it's all about, and it's kind of wild. Kind of wild.
Just going deep into the actual video and the background of it. This was shot many years ago, and it's now just surfacing and coming to the light. I even seen people that said they seen the video before this even here. They seen it years ago. KD, my question to you was, based upon the information that we're seeing now, based upon the video that we have been able to consume all together, what are your thoughts when it comes to the timing of it re-coming out, or it now being an issue?
Well, I read the story. Once I read the story, I realized that the young lady, once she became of age, that's when she began to fight. It wasn't the mother who was trying to fight, because according to what I read, the mother has suffered a nervous breakdown, and the older sibling is now guardianship of her brother because her mother is incapable of taking care of him. So she actually began when she was 18, but it's just now getting to the surface to where the public is hearing about it. It's my understanding that not much was being done about it. People were like sweeping it under the rug or didn't believe them. But she didn't give up. She kept fighting. And I guess she finally got someone to listen to her. Now it is hitting us. But it actually began, I believe, in like 2016, 2018, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they said they made reports like in 2020 to the police department, and they were kind of, giving the runaround and not really taken seriously. So I guess now it's some
and
steam
then
behind it.
They were snatching the videos down, once it began to get the bad publicity when it first came out. Once, they were, approached about it, they began snatching it down, or they were made to take it down because it is so graphic.
I have a question for you, Katie. Being an actress and being cast for different roles, what's your thoughts on this? Do you think it was too far, or do you think it was a video that was made to show people what to look out for, as Diana is saying in the comments? Because Diana makes a good point. They had good intentions. Lessons. The lesson was to be careful who you leave your children with.
And ironically, I do agree with that. The message that they were trying to give was a great message, but the way it was delivered was very poor taste, because they were making a video about be careful about who you leave your children with. Well, these children mother entrusted her kids to a woman she thought was her friend, and look what she did. So being comedians, I think that they should have kept it totally comedic and used like smaller people, so to speak. But I don't think that they should have used children, because these kids are truly terrified and they're traumatized, and I did not approve of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of the Funny or Die, Mad TV, the people that they were actually trying to shop this to, they didn't really approve of it themselves. They were disgusted by it, and it didn't really get any play or any flow. It just stayed on, I think, like YouTube and Aries and Tiffany's like social medias or whatever. But I feel like the slapstick comedy approach was a little, it wasn't good at all. And the references that were made, the R. Kelly references and things like that, I think it just was taken a little too far. And the message was lost. The message was lost in that, because people were more disgusted than anything, instead of like really taking away the message that they were supposed to take away.
We still got the champ.
I mean, are y'all ready? I mean, are y'all ready? What's up? Are y'all ready? What's up?
We ready.
All right. What's up to everybody in the chat, and welcome to I want to take this off, and I want to say that I don't no longer want this show to be called a podcast, because I feel like we're much bigger than that at this point. So at this point, it's a conversation. It's a safe space. It's just what we do. So I no longer want Uncensored Minds to be considered a podcast. I want it to be a conversation and a safe space for people. So on that note, I want to say, if Tiffany Haddish hadn't blown up the way she's blown up, would people be making this much fuss about it? If they didn't go to this extreme length with the kids in the video, would people even care or be talking about it? If they had came and just made a regular skit with them, nobody would have gave a fuck.
And I brought that comment up this Thursday in in our weekly meeting. I said Saturday Night Live does this shit all the time.
Yeah.
Saturday Night Live is a variety show that does this all the time. Always got some kind of controversial skit that has you sometimes sitting there wondering, what was that?
Right.
And get away with it.
Well, that's my point. They would have had they kept it in a more comedic way and not used real children. They could have substituted. Look at Little Man. Make a grown person into a child's body. You're comedians, but the funny was so lost in that.
KD, that's what I'm saying. If they had did that, what people would have cared about it? Nobody would have cared about it. Like, it wouldn't have this much buzz as it has now. Nobody would have cared about it. It would just been another thing that was done and everybody brushed right past.
Yeah, it would have been just another funny skit. Right. Oh, these are two comedians, or these are two funny people. At the time, we knew nothing about Tiffany Haddish. At the time, we knew who Aries Spears was.
Right.
That would have just been, oh, this is just another comedic skit. Would it had the impact that now we're looking at and looking and saying, damn, that's weird. But we're taking from that the exploitations of how you shouldn't be leaving your kids with just everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the lessons learned from
well, like I said, ironically, you don't trust everybody with your kids. That's what it showed me.
Yeah, and you don't bring them downstairs in underwear. Like that was one of the first thing I said. I'm like, Tiffany, like, why is first of all, he's not a little baby. He was like 7, 8.
Because
why is he in his underwear?
She told her friend that she was putting them in a commercial. This woman trusted this woman by her word, said that she was trying to put her kids in a commercial.
All right.
Tiffany was wrong.
All right, hold on. I got a question, Katie. So in the actual skits, they weren't actually, fondling the kids or touching the kids. So I see way more of this every day on TV in real life situations. So why was it such a big deal if the kids weren't, physically touched?
Because they were mentally hurt for life. She lied to that girl. Had she told that girl, okay, we're going to use your kids in a skit and we're going to make sure that we make suggested things. Do you think that woman would agree for her kids to do this? No. She lied to the woman and said that she was putting them in a commercial. She made this woman think that she was going to make her kids have to be scarred.
Let's go here.
But instead, she has made her kids have scars.
But let's go here, though. Let's drive this boat down. Let's drive this car down the street. The R. Kelly situation. We said thousands of times, I'm not leaving my daughter with that man without me being present. So if you feel that strongly about your kids with somebody, I don't care if they with somebody you thought was your girlfriend, your ass should be there. Right?
That's how
so no, because they were too. Okay, that would be the same. This girl and Tiffany was close. That would be the same as me trusting Ebony.
It's certain family members. It's certain family.
Would leave her child with me, and that would be equivalent to me doing her child like that because she would trust me. She had trusted this girl because they were close. They had been.
KD, I don't think they were that close though, KD.
Yes, they were.
Okay. If you read the thing, she said that Tiffany, they forged a friendship because they were both comedians.
Right.
KD. Tiffany checked on the girl. Birthday times will call her.
It wasn't close though.
Boom, boom, boom. They got close like that.
Right.
Mm-hmm. They consider Tiffany Aunt Tiffany. That's what they always call her.
All right.
That's close enough for trust.
Hold on, Nell. That's not close enough for me to leave my kids around.
Right. I was gonna say
certain freaking family members I'm not letting myself be with.
Right.
And
right.
So if you feel that strongly about your 7-year-old son and your 17-year-old daughter at the time, or 16-year-old daughter, however it may be she is, ain't you gonna be there too? Because if your kids are on a set of a movie set or an acting set, don't you want to see their how good they're doing? Don't you want to
not when they are going with a friend?
I don't
not
care.
when they are going with a friend.
There ain't no such thing.
I'm going.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I see it all the time.
Hold on, KD.
I see it all the time.
Hold on, KD. Hey, Nell. How long you know me?
30, 40, 35 years?
Have I ever left any of one of my kids with you?
Hell no.
What the fuck are we talking about?
Right. And I was gonna say too, it's not like she was taking them out to dinner or anything, like for some ice cream. Like I still would have trusted Tiffany to an extent, but there were other people involved in this production that I would have been
Just one
concerned
person.
about. Yeah.
Because it was more of a private thing, so it's just one other person involved.
All right, so KD, if I tell you, hey, can I take your son with me? We're going to go film this commercial. It's real private. There's only going to be a few people there, but it's private.
That sounds
the time you tell me it's private and you taking my child, lets me know I need to be there. Either no.
And that's where I'm saying. With you, I wouldn't. Had someone like Ebony ask me, I would.
Yeah,
she had that kind of trust in this girl.
All right. So let's say this, KD. Let's say Ebony was on the up and up. Ebony went to the bathroom. Your kid on set performing. Somebody do something to your kid, but Eb went to the bathroom. You can't safeguard that from that unless you're there with your eyes on your prize.
Right.
I would have trusted her with my kids.
All right, you trust Ebony, but Ebony go get a drink of water and leave the kid to be performing on set or to the bathroom. At that moment, you can't protect your child, nor can Ebony.
Exactly, but the young lady stated that Tiffany had always been nice to them, never been mean, but said that particular day she was a totally different person.
What I'm saying is you can be nice to my kids. We could be close, and I'm still not leaving my kids by themselves with you. What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, I mean, but T, you got babysitters. You gonna leave them with babysitters?
No.
So, well, you don't, but trust me, 80% of the world have no choice but to, because they have jobs. So you have no other choice but to trust your kids in someone else's hands.
About when you bring kids into this world and you don't have a support system.
This real America. This real America. This ain't fake America where you can say, "Oh, babysitters." That's not. We ain't grow up on that.
Right.
We ain't grow up with a babysitter and no baby.
We did. We did.
And at the very least, like the young lady, when she said that she couldn't go upstairs to see her brother's part being recorded, and it kind of made her feel uncomfortable because she didn't know what was going on, where she couldn't be allowed in to see, her brother, that little skit. Like, why didn't she have like a cell phone? She was old enough. Like, you didn't even, if you're not there, like you didn't even like have your daughter have a cell phone or something to make a call. Like, you had no connection other than Tiffany. And that's like not cool.
Hold on, Ish, because I want to stay there right at that point that you're making. So they're saying that this was, eon years ago. We don't know. So at this point, 8 years ago. So at this point, everybody didn't probably have cell phones.
Right.
So even in that, Tiffany and Aries coming up as comedians.
I thought she said she was 17 years old and now she's 21.
She was at the time 14. She was a minor.
Yeah, I think
she was 14.
Yeah, I think
she was 14.
Yeah,
okay, so 7 years ago. 7 years ago.
7 years. Okay.
But what I'm saying is, comedians, when they're on the come up and they're just trying to do anything to to go viral or to make a moment. Like, I don't think they had ill intentions when they were making the skit, is what I'm trying to get to. I think that they
no, they didn't. It was just something that went too far. It went too far.
But what's going too far? Sometimes you have to go, to a harsh setting to show motherfuckers what it really is, what's really going on. If you don't put certain things in people's faces, they're not going to believe it. So I
still say it shouldn't have been used with real kids.
Right, I get it. Maybe it should have been.
But if it's not real kids, KD, are you even watching it?
You're gonna still get the same message through. They are very creative. They are comedians.
Nobody.
Little man had them been on. Imitate something like that. Make it funny.
Okay, everything is funny. That's what I'm saying. Everything.
They are comedians.
But everything is not funny though.
They are comedians. They could have brought it to. They could have used their talents They have the talent.
Everything ain't
and they
funny.
had the resources. And they could have brought that a totally different way and still got their point across without using a child.
All right.
Also,
Aries
hold on now. Hold on now. Also, that's true, Katie, but they might not even have been advanced in their brain to think at that point to let's do this.
Obviously not.
But this is the thing. Aries Spears is a D-level comedian with no really glorification out there. Tiffany Haddish at the time wasn't Tiffany Haddish. She came on the scene in the past 3-4 years and became Tiffany Haddish. So where do you have the resources that, as you can see, it was low budget, right? So it wasn't big budget. It wasn't Martin Lawrence and Monique doing this. It's a different.
When I'm speaking of resources, Nell, I'm speaking of they had perfected the skill of how to get their stuff on film to make it look professional enough to get attention like it did. But you still could have used your imagination.
But this is years later. This is years later getting attention. When that first came out, I didn't see that shit.
Yeah.
No, because they were snatching it down because it was too disgusting.
All right.
And Aries' ass looked crazy. He looked like he enjoyed that skit way too much. He's weirdo.
All right.
Now, Tiffany, played the mother, and she, wasn't actually in the act of making suggestive things. She played the mother. So in this, Aries Spears do look like more of the villain.
He corny. He corny.
Weird.
So do y'all think this cancellation should be going forward because of this? Do y'all think that either one of them should be canceled after this?
See, what I don't want to see? I don't want to see a civil suit.
Right.
Because a civil suit for me cancels all that shit out for me. That just let me know that you in it for the cheese.
Right.
Because if the cheese is going to make you feel better, then what we here for? Because that ain't justice.
Right.
That's not justice at this point. That's just, I'm trying to get a bag. She's up there because she now is a top female actress. Bag time. Right.
Yeah.
If you going to take it to the full extent, take it to the full extent. Take it to the full extent and have no hesitations with it.
All right. Now I feel like Aries is already fucking canceled. He's a non-motherfucking factor. But Tiffany, I feel like she, shouldn't be, a part of the whole cancel movement simply because, it was done in bad taste with good intentions, but done in bad taste. So, she should, approach everything, deal with everything, and move past it and get back to her shit. You know what I mean? I feel like she shouldn't be canceled because of it, but she should be held accountable for just her actions in acting in it.
But what does that look like, though, Ish? What does that look like to be held accountable?
I think she should pay all of those bills because the sister mentioned that her brother is having to go to counseling. She's having to go, and the mother. They're all seeking therapy. So I think,
Katie, what if they're spending that in order to get a bag, though?
Well, maybe so. If they are, that's on them. But Tiffany,
no, it's on me if I'm Tiffany and I gotta pay for that shit.
No, I think that. Again, she said she was her friend. And she's got the money to do it. I think that at least she can say, okay, well, this is on me. If I didn't mean to cause this on my God kids. So I will happily pay for their therapy. What is that? She's big. What is that going to take from her? But that's only if that is all they want. Like you say, now, if they're not after the bag, then that should suffice for them. But if they're after the bag, then they're going to go for more. But if that's all they want, it's just retribution, then yeah, she should just offer to pay for their medical care.
Yeah, that sounds a little crazy. Man.
Sounds reasonable and logical.
Why you making that face now? No, what's the problem?
I'm over this buffoonery.
I just be trying to understand certain things. It's like we don't take accountability for our actions, and then we so quick to blame somebody else for
you left your kids there. The fuck? Where's your accountability? Where's your blame for you leaving your kids with somebody? She ain't your fucking sister. Like, who the fuck? Like,
well, I'm sorry, guys, but you see women leaving their kids every day with someone that they have to trust.
And they need to stop that shit. And that's a point that I want to get.
They have to do what they have to do. Sometimes they can't take them with them. So they have to do what they have to do. But then you form that bond with someone that you trust them with your kids.
This is where, you know, sometimes these girls that don't work and be having these babies get a bad rep. And you know what? As I sit back and I analyze and I'm listening to KD, some of these girls don't have nothing but themselves to help take care of their children.
Right.
And they can't work because they don't have no opportunity to take their kid nowhere else because they can't afford care. They can't afford this and that. So they quit their job so they can take care of their children. Right? Because they don't want to just put them in somebody else's care and let that happen to them.
Right.
Far too often do we see and hear stories of children getting molested because they with the wrong people. Or we left them with a nephew, a cousin, or a brother, or a sister, or a cousin, or a niece, or whatever, and they did something to that child. And now that child is scarred for life because we left them with somebody that we thought had their best interests at heart. When all in doubt, the only person that really has their best interests at heart is the parent. Right? Again, you can't allow your children to just go with anybody. I don't care if they're your best friend or not. I don't care if you know them for all your life. You never know what they do behind closed doors.
Right.
The moment you take your eyes off your child or you let them go in those situations, you open the door for the possibility of something happening to them. This is where you got to equip your kids with the knowledge of, yo, if you don't feel comfortable, get the fuck up. If you don't feel comfortable, call the phone. Make noise, scream, jump out the window. I'd rather you break your leg than somebody break your fucking virginity or break your innocence. Do something crazy, right? Don't just accept it. If your brother upstairs and you feeling weird, go get his little ass and let's get
out of here. Right.
I'm teaching my kids all kind of tactics and not just saying, oh, that's Aunt Tiffany. You should be cool with her. That ain't acceptable. That's not raising my kid to survive this crazy cold world that's out here. And yes, y'all might say, Nell, well, you ain't got no kids. You don't know. I know the world is weird.
Thanks.
That's one thing I do know. I don't even let myself go with some people. So you think I'm going to let my kids go with some people?
Right.
Nah, we got to stop placing blame on others for the lack thereof raising our own. We got to take back ownership of what's ours. And at all costs, I'm protecting mine. So if that means I'm going to be on set today, I'm going to be on set today. The first moment I walk in there and look real goofy, we walking out of here. You're going to have to find somebody else.
Again, as I said all the time where aunties come on sets with the minor kids because their parents had to work, but they're entrusted in that because they have no choice or they feel like they can trust that person. So to me, that wasn't normal. That was normal. I see that all the time.
It is normal. That don't make it right.
Aunties.
I didn't say it make it right.
you see aunties on set, right?
They're not real aunties, though. No,
but
they're
not real. No. What I'm saying is, aunties on set.
Your real aunt.
I know they're not the real aunt, but the aunties or the people that's on set ain't got no stake in the movie.
Right.
So that means they don't give a fuck about how that shit go. If the shit look weird and goofy, we up out of here. I'm not chilling by the bagel stand while they in there filming. I'm not at the M&M table feeding my face because I want to be around.
But the auntie that had them there was the one filming the film, so naturally.
So who has my eyes? Who has their eyes on my child? Right. Nobody.
Because she trusted.
I need to be there.
Because she trusted Tiffany.
All this trust in these.
I see it all the time. It was nothing normal.
So let me ask a question.
I want to ask one more thing. So yes, you trusted Aunt Tiffany, right? You trusted Aunt Tiffany. Aunt Tiffany is your friend. You knew Aunt Tiffany. They know Aunt Tiffany. They cool with Aunt Tiffany, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't you teach your kids? Don't you teach? I know my mom told us before we go anywhere. Yo, if you go somewhere and you touch something, I'm fucking you up. Or you go somewhere and you do something and I get a phone call, or if something look weird, somebody touch you, make sure you let me know, or whatever. My mother equipped me with information and let me know to watch out for others when she couldn't watch out for others.
And most parents do, but you have some parents that don't.
That's why they ain't no sleeping at nobody else's house.
You do have some.
I didn't either.
Hold on now, because yesterday was my daughter's birthday. My daughter turned 20 yesterday. So me and her mom, when my daughter was a baby, used to have physical altercations because she would do the same shit that you're talking about, KD. And I removed my daughter from that situation. Just give her the
right.
We're not doing that. You're not going to be just leaving my daughter with any and everybody. I don't give a fuck. You making up these aunties. No.
And that is being a man right there, T. Not many men would do that. So I salute you to the fullest for doing that. I really do.
But that's
because there are women that do that.
I want women to take accountability in doing that. Why are you doing that? Stop having all these fucking kids if this is what you're going to have to go through. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you can't give accommodations to this man. Say that's Auntie T, Auntie Tiffany, TT Tiffany. Nah, that's on set. I don't care about on set.
Hey, care
this
about
is the part where we're supposed to be educating people and saying, "Yo, it's weird out here." You see it.
Well, like I say, it was a double. They got the lesson in pedophile because the message was brought through. While they also got a lesson in, regardless of who it is, you always go with your child and don't trust the words of what they're saying they're gonna do. So it was a double lesson.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's move on now.
Let's move on.
So I want to throw the ball to the ladies because we talk a lot. So I wanted to just give the ladies this whole segment.
It's theirs.
Let them run amok.
I don't know nothing about this.
Oh, you know all about it.
I want to let the ladies run amok.
I know.
All right, so life after dating and divorce, right? So ladies, talk about that. Talk about what life's like after you date somebody and y'all break up. Life's like after you divorce. What's life like after that?
Life is grand.
And how has the dating game changed from before you were married to after, divorce? How has the dating game changed? So go ahead, ladies. At the floor.
Well, I've been divorced about 6 years now, I think. Yeah, about 6 years. I was married for 10. I was with him for 13 and knew him for 20 plus. So for me, it was a little difficult getting back out into the dating scene. I definitely came into some uncharted waters when I got back into the dating field because it's definitely way far left now. Like, I don't even know if it can be called dating. Can it be called dating, y'all? Because I don't know. Is it really dating? I don't know. But I found it really hard to kind of adjust and adapt to the way that, courtship and just relationship or getting to know someone had significantly changed when I was getting back into the field about 6 years ago or so. So it's, I don't know. It's definitely doable. I'm a lover of love, so I'm definitely going to shoot my shot with it. But I can say that it's difficult out here nowadays.
All right, Ish, before we go to KD, I want to know what is your take on marriage now? Like, would you get married again?
Yeah, so I'm not pressed to do it again because I've been there, done that. I will only do it again if it's going to be right, if it's going to be solid, and if it's going to be that never-ending love that we're going to die together type situation. That would be the only way I would ever get involved in a marriage again. Otherwise, we can just keep doing what we do and be happy.
And what is your advice? Like, what would you say that you need the men to be, different as far as dating now? What do you think the problem is? Like, what is that?
Transparency. I do feel like some men are not completely transparent fully. You know, there are men that divulge exactly what it is that they want, what it is that they need, but there are still some limitations to their full transparency about really what it is that they're going for, or really what it is that they want within you. So I feel like that's where the breakdown can be sometimes, that I've seen personally. Yeah.
All right, Katie, you got the ball.
So, well, mine is quite difficult as well. I was with my ex for a total of 38 years, and we were married for 34. So, I've been divorced a little over a year now. I have not really, I guess, I haven't really gotten into the dating game because I'm busy working on myself because it's not easy when you're getting a divorce after so many years of being with a person. That's a lifetime. And that is a complete, totally different life that you're starting over. It's not going to be easy, but you it's a decision that when you make it, you're gonna either make it or you're gonna fall. So by not falling, it gives a little shell to you. And my shell has tended to push people away from me. They mistake my shell for protecting me because I'm used to having to protect myself. So no, I don't trust easily at all. I don't trust. And it shows. So I have yet to start dating. I have been on platonic, I guess, platonic dates, and it was just like sitting across from a friend. I mean, I
All right,
pay for my own.
all right, Katie. So let's say you're on a set or whatever, and you begin to have a talk with somebody, or y'all become somewhat friends or whatever, and they ask you out on a date. Are you open to accepting that date, or are you right now like, no, I'm not doing nothing?
No, I'm open to it because platonically, I am open to it because I'm the type of person that you have to become my friend first anyway. So I am open to going out on a date. I have my rule of thumb. It's gonna have to be in the daytime. I just have my little stipulations for an outing. I don't even call it a date. I just call it an outing.
So what are these stipulations?
Like I said, is it depends on the person but I was asked out, and my thing was, okay, we can get together, but it's going to be during the day
Okay.
because I didn't want any kind of
So a lunch date.
confusion as to
So
what it was.
so a lunch date.
Yeah,
Okay.
lunch date.
All right.
Hmm.
And are you going Dutch, or is he still paying?
No, I want Dutch.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
So, Katie, would you get married again?
Right now, no, because I'm still
No,
rebuilding me.
is it an option, Katie?
Yeah, it's an option. It's always an option because, like I say, I have to slowly open myself up. But I know at the same time I still got to build me. So once I finish, and I won't say finish building me, but once I find that person who want to help continue build me, that's a possibility.
All right, Nell, before we get into the shits, um, could you ask the ladies about their maintenance and how this female thing plays out? Because I seen some women saying their monthly maintenance as far as like nails, hair, waxes, things of that nature, maybe like $200-$300 a month. So
Ladies, so what's up with y'all maintenance? How much does it cost to keep the maintenance up? That is you. Keep you looking like you need to look how you need to be.
Mm-hmm.
because
Let's
Yeah.
say that.
I just need a haircut. I just need a haircut every week. My haircut is like $35, $40, and I'm cool. The rest of the shit I can do myself. So,
Hey, what's
what
the
does that look like?
K-Day?
Say what now?
What's the monthly maintenance like?
For me, $10.
$10. $10.
KD say I do my shit all myself.
What's
Look,
the $10?
look, well, it's like this. I'm blessed. When you look like this, it don't take much, number one. I just enhance what God has given me. So I'm blessed.
That's
like
right. I know that's right.
It is. Ish, what about for you, Ish?
Yeah, mine's just like around 300, maybe 300, 350 monthly. And those are like givens.
What do they consist of, though? Break it down for us.
Feet, nails. I actually can't get waxes any longer, so I don't have to do that. I will sneak and get one every now and again, but yeah, for me it's just pretty much feet and nails, and that's just that. So just imagine if I got my hair done. I don't do that regularly because I could do it myself. But you know, if I, that's just nails and feet alone. So if I did more, then we talk about $500, maybe $600 a month for me.
Nice. Ladies in the comments, we would like for you to share as well. What does your monthly maintenance bill look like? And we're talking about from head to toe. Head to toe monthly maintenance bill. KD is $10. Aisha is around $300-$400, give or take. If you're going for the full shebang, it's $500.
Wow.
So Ebony says, I'm simple. My husband cuts my hair and mani pedi is $65. Nice.
I wish my mani and pedi was $65. I'm coming out there like $125 every 2 weeks.
Oh my God. You get the gel and all of that?
Yeah.
Stuff?
Yeah, sometimes designs and colors, and I get gel on my hands and my feet. So yeah, that's probably why.
When I do go, I don't let them put any gel. I use the gel polish, and that's it.
Barb said,
I still keep it simple.
Barb said, Ms. Jones, to be exact, said I'm around $500 to $600 monthly. Now I got a question. I got a question inside. Does your monthly maintenance also consist of gas? Are you putting that into your monthly maintenance?
No, we just talking about the female shit.
Oh, the female shit, the little hair, the nails, the little eye.
Right.
So damn, $5 to $6, y'all. Some people doing their thing. Absolutely. For me too, let's answer for the guys. My monthly maintenance gonna cost me about $17,000. Monthly maintenance for me is probably around $300 to $400. Haircut, I get a haircut every week. That's probably about $30, $40, give or take. Personal grooming items, you know, those things are needed. They're not needed every month, but they might be needed every other month. So, you know, that's it. And then a pair of sneaks. That's a part of my grooming. That's a part of my monthly maintenance.
We add that in. Shit, if we add that in, then my price going up. Price going up
because that's part of your feet. You gotta have comfortable feet.
Yeah, see, so y'all numbers and y'all figures is way more than ours. More expensive.
No, we bougie.
Yeah, we bougie.
We a little bougie. Most part, if you took out the sneaks, it's really real simple.
Right, it's really
$30-$40.
Yeah, it's really just a haircut.
That's it. Ain't nothing else to it.
So y'all don't get pedis?
No,
like
I do.
You know, like men get their own feet. I mean, men get their feet done.
In the wintertime,
shit.
I could care less about my feet as long as them shits clean when they hit the sheets. I'm cool.
Do they be snagging on the sheets?
No,
they be snagging.
You gotta clip them. You
keep clippers and you keep clippers. But only time I get like a pedicure is when I'm actually traveling. Because I know feet might be out when I'm on the sand or whatever the case may be. I don't want to bring a bunch of sand under my toenails.
Okay.
But yeah.
I don't know
y'all keep your fingernails clean though, right? You might not get manicured, but
you got to.
I could do that myself, but if I'm being extra, if I'm being on my pretty boy shit, I will get a facial probably, once a month or every 2 weeks when I'm on
And
that.
that's reasonable because I've known guys to do that too. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
so that's reasonable.
Get a facial sometime. Get the
Mm-hmm.
hairs and shit off you.
Right.
Mhm.
Other than that, our shit is a little simple.
But I think men are more simple. Like, we don't require much. But I will say this: I have no problem dropping a cash app. I have no.
Hold on now. I'm glad that you said that. So, do you care if she gets any of these services done?
Do I care?
Yeah, do you care?
What do you mean?
Do you care if she like want to get her hair done every week? She want to get her like. Do you care about that kind of stuff? If she didn't do it, no. Hold on. Listen to the question.
Okay,
If she don't do it, if she doesn't do these things, do you care? Is what I'm asking.
Like, I love a woman that want to take care of herself.
Right.
Love a woman that keep herself up. Hair, no, that's a woman. That's girly shit. I'm with you because you're.
But it's also half and half because I also love the natural shit.
I love the natural shit too. Now, it's a fine line for me. I'm a simple pimple type of dude, as y'all can see. But I like the girly shit. If you go out, get your little nails and your feet done, I have no problem supporting that habit for you. You want to get your hair done, I don't mind that.
Mm.
I'm one of them guys that whatever's going to make you feel good, happy, and be your best, I'm willing to contribute to that. Because I always heard women say, or even was told, if you want something to be a certain way, then you got to pay for it. I don't mind paying for it.
Right.
I don't.
Well, that's typical. Most men say that they pay for their women's, hair, nails, and pedicure. You'll see it. They say that they're financing that. So that's cool.
no. My question is, what if she OD'd on either side of this, debate?
What's the OD going every 3 days?
Yeah.
Somewhere with the blue ones. Them shits ain't them. You. So OD it might be if she got them every 3 days.
Right. What's up?
Right. You stuck.
I'm spending $200.
You got it's $200. That's your limit. Your limit is $200.
Yeah, $1,000 feet.
Make it work. Make it work. Make it work.
Make it work.
Make it work. You know what I'm not a fan of though? I'm not a fan.
Hold on now. So what if she OD'd the other way and she don't wear deodorant anymore? She does shit like that.
Don't wear deodorant no more.
Right.
Not my damn no more.
This is a real thing. Ish, what you mean? Like, this is some real shit.
Why would you never not wear deodorant no more?
They start with the natural deodorants, and then it just dwindles down,
All right, so if she on her natural kick, say, hey, baby, you know what? I'm going natural. Right. Natural hair, I'm going to cut it all off and let the natural hair grow back in. She's hold on.
Listen, I use natural deodorant. And I ain't never gonna not use natural deodorant. Let me say, like, I ain't morphing into nothing.
So you saying that she said
that is a real thing, Laura. That is a real thing.
She said she just want to be a stink box.
No, she don't want to be a stink box. She just want to be natural. Like, she don't want to do it with no chemicals. And you know how they be on there. I don't want chemicals and all this kind of shit.
Mm-hmm. That's a lot of women like that. I mean,
yeah, for sure. Not putting aluminum.
When you go natural, you just want to start cleansing your whole body, so to speak.
So when y'all go natural, are y'all removing? I guess y'all removing the paraffins and the perfumes from your stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Still might be putting on natural deodorants and things like that.
Yeah,
that's cool for me.
Hold on now. Why is her deodorant $30 though?
But she used
because the native and stuff. Yeah, the native. One deodorant is $15 by the time you're done, depending on what you use. So it could be costly if you're going through them a few times out the month.
Yeah, that's right. Me $11.
Right, that's not $30 though, and that's gonna last.
Yeah, some of them do. It depends. And the toothpaste too. Like, I use non-fluoride toothpaste. Toothpaste is expensive, like $11.
Yeah. Oh, it's like 7 and 8 here for like that Tom's and the
non-fluoride. Yeah.
Whatever it's going to take for her to be at her best, I'm cool. You dig? I just learned to just let her be and let her have fun. If she want to go get her hair done, I don't mind. If she need a pair of shoes, I don't mind. If she want a new bag, I don't mind. Just when I say, get the hell out of my face, the game is on. Hey, Nell, I don't mind. You dig? That's it. I ain't too hard. You ask me for something, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna give it to you. And if I ain't got it right there, I'm gonna make a way to get it to you. That's it.
All right. Now we do have to address a question that somebody had in the chat. They were saying, you know, should she always have to ask you, or should you just give it to her without her asking?
Oh, like why do people?
Yeah, like why?
People, please. And what I'm about to say out of my mouth is not, and I don't, you know. But what is wrong with asking for something?
Yes, what is the problem, ladies?
It's crazy because you can ask for something and be like, well, you like. It just really all depends on, right? But there are some guys that are like that, so therefore you just don't ask. You rather not ask.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So Ish and KD. So if that's the guy, is that not a clue that this might not be the guy for me? The fuck?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's always clues, obviously. Exactly. For sure.
But let's say the guy did, oh damn, you just asked me for, or damn, babe, I just that, but he give it to you anyway. What do it matter? All right. Nothing. We gotta ask y'all for shit, but y'all can't ask us for nothing.
Right. Right. But that's what I'm saying. I think it's the fear of the reaction that you're going to get when you're asking for something, especially if it's needed. I'm not necessarily coming to you and asking you for nothing or no bullshit. Like I'm asking you for a purpose. So if you're going to get a weird response, then you just rather not ask, right? Karen, you just rather like fuck it.
That come in that part where I said, taking care of yourself, you learn to depend only on yourself, and it's nothing against the next person.
If you're with somebody,
it's just that what you are used to.
If you're with somebody and you ask but you never get what you asked for, you might be with the wrong motherfucker, or that needs to be a conversation that you need to have with him.
Well, I'm just the type, I'm not gonna ask. You
can't use that. You can't. Hold on now.
I didn't say it was right.
Hold on now.
I haven't gotten to a place where I used to ask my ex.
That's what I'm about to say.
Always be no. Get yourself. That's what I've gotten used to doing.
You can't put that on everybody though. You can't.
I mean, that's just okay. Well, I would ask, but if I'm ever rejected, I won't ask again.
Right.
I mean,
why? So no means no forever.
Right.
Like why?
I perceive it would be.
Why?
And because I'll be like, well, if they want me to have something, they'll get to me. But okay. Also, it make us feel so good. A girl worked with me. She went out for lunch one day, and she had these flowers on her car and sticky notes and all of that, and an envelope. And me being paranoid, I'm like, girl, you better make sure they never be touching. But her boyfriend had come up there, put the sticky notes on her car, gave her an envelope with a card, and I don't know what else was in the card, but it's stuff like that.
Right.
She didn't ask for
it. But you know how you get stuff like that?
When you be on some
without him having an ass. You give him something without him having an ass. It's a circle of reciprocation.
It's reciprocation. And if he don't get it, you're not getting it, I guess.
Exactly. But I guess the cycle has to begin somewhere. And like I said,
I'm so perplexed with this. If I ask and it's no, then it always means it's no. How?
Well, it's like each say is you don't want the rejection of it being another no, so you just prefer not to ask.
Yes, it's pride. It's nothing but pride. It's nothing but pride.
I mean,
very prideful women.
Did you die? Did you die? Somebody said no.
I mean, if the reaction is wrong, somebody just may die.
Okay.
It's crazy though. So if you like, let's say this, if I turn over one night and ask you for sex and you say no, do that mean I can't get no sex?
Right, that you think I'm never going to ask you for sex again? You must be crazy.
Like, the weirdness of, like, if that's your partner and that's your mate, you can be told no.
Yes.
You can be told I ain't got it right now. When I get it, I got you. Or no, baby, I ain't got it. But he might be working hard to go out here to provide it so he can give it to you at a later date. It'd be weird though.
Yeah. But I mean, again, it's just all on, perception
But
and
the
pride.
divide causes though unnecessary divide when it doesn't have to be. It
But
causes
how a divide though? How a divide?
now sitting there in your feelings because
you could have got some shit that you wanted, but you never fucking asked for it. That's the divide.
Or not even feelings because he told you no. Now you got an attitude, so now you put in your mind, oh, I ain't never going to ask again. He ain't got to worry about me asking again, and you going to carry that with yourself. Y'all know how y'all get,
right?
Okay, pull up Barbara's comment.
Which one?
She says, I'm glad my guys are observing and listen to me when I mention things because I don't like asking for nothing. And that's our point right there. No.
Hold on now, Katie.
Like Katie. They can be observant.
Hold on, Katie. Everybody can be observant. If you know I like my back rubbed, I don't want to have to always ask for you to rub my back. The fuck?
Maybe you want to stay with us. We don't. You see us getting our nails done every 2 weeks. Why should we have to? We don't want to have to ask.
All right, so let me ask you.
But people have other things on their brain. Like I do a million things every fucking day. I'm not thinking about your fucking nails. Just tell me you want to go get your nails done, and I'll give you the fuck.
See, nothing is wrong with that. Not every guy is like Barbara guys. I mean, not. In fact, very few guys are attentive like that to where they notice and observe.
Don't put that narrative out there.
Don't put that narrative out there. Because you ain't out there in the world.
A lot of guys do pay attention.
That you are not in the world, so you have no way that you cannot put that narrative out there on men. You cannot do that.
Paying attention and having other shit to do is two different things. I could be paying attention and know that you like to get your nails done, but I might not have it today, but I might have it next week. So that don't mean that I'm not paying attention. That just means that other things are involved.
I say most men. I didn't say you guys.
But you don't know most men, Katie. You're painting a narrative. You're painting a narrative.
Well, I've been married to one before.
That's one man. That's not most men.
And I've seen others. I mean, I'm not basing this off of just things of what I've heard. I'm basing this off of women that I've seen. I mean, that's just not something that every man does.
You got a pure example of your Bessie in the comments. Just her man buys her.
Oh yeah, Jason is. Let me tell you. And I tell him this all the time. Jason notices everything about her. He makes sure that she is happy.
But you said men do that. You got an example of a man that's not like that. You run that with a narrative that's negative about us men.
All right.
That's some men, Nell. I didn't say
that most men.
That means the majority of the men.
Well,
it's like that.
They are because men like
KD. Hold on now. I got this. Hold on now. I got this. KD, you know why most men are like that, and you know why you can say that is because if you allow motherfuckers to get away with that, then they're gonna keep running with that. If you, as a woman, keep asking the motherfucker until he do it, or you leave him alone. If he don't do it, then men will get that through their heads and they'll start doing it. You see how this works?
Well, that's why I just do my own thing. If I can't get it done, oh well. I mean,
But doing your own thing, that shit gets corny.
Right.
It gets lonesome.
It might do, but it gives me a sense of being responsible for myself because I can't expect anyone to be responsible for my needs.
That doesn't mean somebody's responsible for your life because I
said my needs
for you.
I said my needs.
So if you allow somebody to do something for you or give you something, that doesn't take away from your independence.
No, it does not. But only if they offer it to me. I'm not gonna go out begging for it.
How's
It's
that
just not
begging?
good.
Yes, that's
That's what it feels like, though. It do feel like
Yeah.
it.
it's not
Yeah.
begging. You're my partner. What the fuck?
Right,
But
right.
I'm
Y'all, and so,
When I'm
but
asking you
this,
for something, I damn sure am not
it
feeling
be,
like
it be
begging.
so,
I
it,
damn
so
sure do not feel that way.
Right.
the thing that's so funny is y'all women will sit us down or say this, baby. You can ask me. You can come and talk to me about anything.
Yes.
Ask you for
Mhm.
something. Tell me no. Do I stop coming to you because you said no?
Right.
You are always going to expect me to come to you with something, or if I want something, or telling you whatever. The moment I stop is like, why are you stop? Because you told me no before. Then you looking at us crazy.
Right.
Well, who you got another girl buying it for you? Because I ain't buy it for you. It's a narrative.
Right. I think that's
people
a yeah, and I think it's a masculine energy, a masculine trait that I gained honestly, like from my mom. Like that is just
Mhm.
something that was instilled in me young to just
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
do
me
for
too.
yourself, get your own, have your own, this, that, and the third. And it is a masculine energy that I know that I carry. It might not
Mhm.
always be, I know that it's not good in some senses, like you know what I mean, because I do know,
Hold on.
like if you with a partner, that you should be
Eesh.
able to ask.
Hold on,
Not
ladies.
time.
Hold on now. Hold
Go
on
ahead.
now, ladies. I just want to let y'all know it's all right to ask for stuff. It's all right.
Right.
You're gonna survive. It's all right. Like all the time, yes, he should pay attention, and yes, he should do things without you having to ask him. But it's also okay for you to ask, ladies. That's all I want to say. It's okay. It's all right. Ask away.
Okay.
And
Okay.
you and ladies, you know your mates. You know if you can ask and what they would do. I mean, you've been with them a
We got,
while.
like, we gotta on this. Like, this is not a podcast anymore, as T said. This is a conversation. We conversing, right? We gotta stop the slander on all levels
How
of.
is that slander?
Most men don't pay attention. That's slanderous statement. That's a slanderous statement.
I'm speaking on the comments that's in the chat. I'm speaking on the comments and like we gotta stop this slander that men don't do or men that like everybody got some shit with them. We all do. You might say a man ain't this, but a woman is emotional. A man ain't attentive, but a woman is emotional. A man ain't caring, but a woman is emotional. We can say both sides can say what the other is not. In the conversation, aren't we trying to find ways to bridge that gap?
How is you begging your partners? That's all I want to know. Like,
I say it make you feel like you're begging.
It does make it does.
It's just giving you that feeling of
Say this
begging.
though. Let me say this. I got one of the biggest hearts in the world, right? Y'all see me every day giving away stuff. Did I get anything for my birthday? No. Zero. You think people pulled up on me that I did shit for before or helped before or did anything and said, Nell, here goes something. I know you like sneaks. I know you like this. Here's $5 to get lunch or anything like that. No, because I don't look for nothing. But at the end of the day, y'all can't say y'all attentive to shit.
hey, where's that attention at?
Where's that attention at? We come on here every Wednesday and spill our guts about the shit that we like. But do people pull up and say, here's a pair of this? And I ain't saying I'm looking for that, but at the end of the day, you can't say y'all do and we don't.
Yes.
I didn't say either way. I just y'all asked us
Hold on now.
and I just say I simply don't like to ask.
So Carmela is saying if her man loves sneakers, should she wait or should she just give him money? It don't matter. long as he get it, it don't matter how it's delivered. As long as it's delivered, that don't matter.
Oh, this is what baffles me. So again, put that up. So if my man loves sneakers, you know he loves them. He's going to love them on Wednesday, or he's going to love them on Friday when he asks you. Get him. The surprise comes, and you know what happens? That surprise shit. You might be like, oh shit, my baby did this. Let me whatever. It just opens up Pandora's box, and sometimes.
And see, that is stuff that I would do in a relationship, guys. Believe it or not, I did. I would buy stuff and have it for.
Hold on. I'm knocking on this door because you just said that's something that you do, right? And on Wednesday, I always say that I love socks and shoestrings. I'm waiting on my
I
socks.
said in a relationship.
This is a relationship. This is a friendship. This is a business relationship. It is a. I told you. I didn't told you before. Everything is a fucking relationship.
Everything is a relationship.
It doesn't have to be a romantic relationship.
Everything is a
relationship. Everything is a relationship. So I'm
Everything.
waiting on my socks.
Well, how about this? When I have the funds, T,
Come
I'm
on with the bullshit.
but
Socks is like $5.
when I have the funds, that is something, and Ebony could tell you that.
All right, so why do the narrative gotta be when I had the funds? What about the guy not having the funds?
Right.
And you,
No, that's
I got
true.
the funds.
That's true.
That's true.
Okay, then.
I mean, a lot of the times in situations, that's why he's saying no, or he doesn't just go out and do it, is because he doesn't have it, and that's fine.
And that's a lot of times why I will not ask again, because I feel bad that I put him in a situation to make him feel bad that he couldn't give it to me. So, that's in the back of my mind.
How's that feeling bad? It might just be, babe, I actually went out this week and I spent all my fun money. Or I spent all my extra money.
Well,
I ain't got it right now, but give me a day or two.
Putting them in that position.
Give me a day or two, and I got you.
Hold on, though. I also need y'all women to understand that some men are not as evolved as me and Nell. Some men don't know, and some men are still waiting for you to ask them again. So when you don't ask them again, you're letting them off the hook. I want y'all to know that when you don't ask again, you letting the motherfuckers off the hook. I hope you know that.
No, when you don't ask again, you saying you don't want it.
Right.
Yeah. No, I get it. For sure.
It just be fucking me up because people be like, oh, well, I ain't get you nothing because I ain't know what to get you because you got everything. No, I don't. Give me more. Give me more of the shit I got then. And if when in doubt, just give me money. I could never have enough of that. It just, you stop with the craziness, people. This is relationships, right? If you are in a relationship or partnership, don't be afraid to talk to your partner.
Look at Jennifer. See, it's not just Aisha myself. Jennifer said no asking.
And that's
it's not just us.
And it's nonsense. I didn't say it was just y'all. I said it was nonsense. I didn't say it was just y'all two. I said that's nonsense.
Yeah, I didn't say it. She said she asked for her birthday. She had asked for her birthday. She had asked for Christmas. All right, so I'm putting it out there. So the next holiday that's coming up is called Halloween. I want some sneaks.
Gotcha.
Okay, I'm putting it out there. I asked. No, what's the next holiday? President's Day is coming up. That's a national holiday. I take a couple Benjamins. He wasn't a president. I'll take a couple Andrew Jackson. I'll take a couple I'll take a couple Andrew Jacksons. That's a $50 bill if you don't know. No, that's a $20 bill if you don't know what that is.
And now Jennifer, that's two of the main things I would never ask.
Fucking craziness.
For my birthday and Christmas.
Yes, you get
How would you not?
Oh yeah. Well, typically too, the person is asking you like, what do you want for Christmas? What do you want for your birthday? And then you say,
if they
that's
ask
what
me
I
what I want.
Hold on. I'm glad you said that, Ish. But if you know what you want already, and it's ahead of time, now I can start planning for that because you already told me what you want.
Right.
Again, when I was in a committed relationship like that, where we did do things like that, start throwing hints or something like that. Yeah. I used to be in a normal relationship where I did things like that. Really, I did.
Let's read Camille's comment. I like her little comment. It's long. So you're telling me being spontaneous and surprising your spouse when it's convenient for you is okay, but doing the same in return is a problem, and the woman should open her mouth and ask. Yes.
Yeah, I totally get it. I don't disagree
that's what
with
I'm
that.
just saying, Camille. Again,
what's wrong with asking?
When I was married, I did spontaneous shit for my husband all the time. Ebony can tell you that. I had no problem with that.
KD.
None whatsoever.
KD, what I'm saying is, why did you allow it to not be reciprocated?
Now, you know what?
I mean, well, there were times where he did reciprocate. So once it stopped being reciprocated, obviously, then that's when the problems began. That's why I'm a single woman today.
That's what I'm saying, Katie. So once it stopped being reciprocated, what was the conversation? Or was there no conversation? It was like, he ain't doing it, I'm doing it.
It just gradually, exactly. It just
That's what
gradually
I'm
went
saying.
that way.
And that's wrong.
It was never solved.
And that's wrong. You have to communicate. You're not doing anything, so I'm not doing anything anymore. And then that has to be a conversation.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
But how you think that conversation really gonna go?
Exactly.
It don't matter how it goes. At least you did the work. It don't matter how it goes.
Right.
You still got to do the work.
Hold up. Do y'all care about how conversations go when y'all in y'all feelings? Y'all say when y'all want to say it, how y'all want to say it. So now we worried about how the conversation gonna go.
Right. Pretty much.
Don't pick and choose how we. Don't pick and choose when y'all want to have conversations, because when y'all got something in y'all mind, y'all spill it.
Right.
So we can't sit here and say, "Oh, how's that conversation gonna go? Do I really want to walk down that road with it?" Yes. Have that same energy for when y'all got something that's on your chest. But why? You know what's so telling is why y'all fighting this?
That's what I'm saying.
Y'all,
it should be something so simple.
Y'all act like I asked y'all. Y'all act like the man asked y'all, or we asked y'all to go kill the president.
Yeah.
We said there's nothing wrong with communicating your wants and needs. There's nothing wrong with that. It's actually healthy.
I guess you have to feel like in a safe space.
You know why it's healthy? Because people other than you have other shit on their mind.
Yes.
Right? Again, which is why I do not want to burden.
That's on you if you don't want to burden.
Exactly.
Allow me to.
So why are we having this conversation?
Hold on.
I don't want to burden.
Hold on, Katie.
How that person
because I have my own shit.
Hold on now. So, KD, if I'm going through something and one of your family members pass away, you're not going to come tell me because you don't want to be more of a burden?
Well, of course I'm going to come to you.
You have to apply the same shit to every fucking thing. The fuck?
Not when I think it's going to be an inconvenience to that person.
That's an inconvenience to me. If somebody passes away in your family, KD, and I'm
saying like what Nell said, you never know what the fuck the next person got going on when it comes financially. That's what I'm saying. Now, going to for bereavement, that's something totally different.
It has nothing to do with financially. It has nothing to do with they are not in your mind. If you something, have no problem. All this prideful. Where the fuck is all this pride coming from? When in certain areas, but in other areas of the world, in other areas of our lives, we fall so short with that. Like we prideful when it's I ain't gotta ask no wife for nothing. They just supposed to know. No, they not.
Yeah.
They're not fucking guardian. Like they didn't have you. It's two people in this world that has that at certain points of your life.
No.
We just cater to you. Because we're their dependent.
Bring up Barbara's response. She just said she's glad that the men notice her.
Yeah, listen,
take notice. And she take notice to them. What all
that. No, you as a parent, you don't even know all that about your kid. I can't always know when my kid wants something, or just because they always want some shit. That's not real fucking life.
So we going back to Barbara. So I'm confused. We going back to Barbara's comment, right? So let's talk about it. Barbara's comment. She said her men in her life are her two sons and her husband, right? Because she got two sons and her husband. As much as a son of my mother, it's my responsibility to make sure she got what she needs, because that's my job as her child, right? She brought me to this point in life to be where I'm at. So I gotta still reciprocate that to her. Her husband, that's his responsibility. So at the end of the day, they're doing what they're supposed to do.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. When you're in that relationship, when I was in that type of relationship,
we keep going back to that. That's the relationship that they got. Right? And I'm sure she does for her husband and her sons equally as such. Right? It's called building lines of communication, so you know exactly what the other person is doing, and she's paying attention to her sons and her husband and sons are paying attention to her. It ain't one side that ain't no, she ain't got, if she got her relationship to the point where she ain't got to ask, swell. You know why? Because she had to build that line of communication at some point to get there.
Exactly.
Right.
You said
When I
exactly
get
what
to
you
a
just said. You
relationship
don't want
like
to
that, I would
ask.
build that type. But I'm saying I can understand that.
No, let's
Now
move.
everybody is that blessed to be like that.
Right.
But yeah, you do have to build to that. And I'm not
Yeah.
opposed to building
And
to that.
everybody and
I am
every
not
Pay
and
opposed to
attention.
building
Pay
to that.
attention. Pay attention, ladies. I don't give a fuck about how long we built this understanding. If you still want something, it's all right for you to ask for me. I got other shit on my brain. I am busy. Ask me.
Yo, if y'all can ask silly shit like who is this and why you like that comment on Facebook and why you like this girl, you can ask me for something that's going to be beneficial to this relationship.
Yes.
Bottom line.
The fuck.
got it.
Moving on. Where we at now, man? I feel like Aries Spears and Tiffany Haddish after this right here. I feel complicated.
Oh my
And my
God.
therapist going to have to have a long session. I need 2 sessions.
We hear y'all though.
I need a Sunday and a Wednesday. I need 2 sessions this week. This is the 2 week session. My therapist love me this week. They're going to get double their money.
Yeah, how about it? Because you got heated.
Like a month.
All crazy.
Yes.
Look, no, we got to move on, man.
I think we got a special announcement.
I gotta tell y'all what's going on, man.
Not special.
All right, so all the members and everything that's been going on, I posted something special that me and Kenya did. So I reached out to Kenya because I don't know about my brain works. So I reached out to Kenya and I was like, Kenya, we should collab on something. And I don't know if it's going to be a book or a screenplay or whatever it is, but I want to collab with you on something to help me push my pen. And I also was saying, so we have to start building a rapport, so we know how each other move. So I threw out this idea to her to let's write a poem, and I'm kind of really upset with a lot of people in the comments that were saying sneakers because it's damn sure it's not sneakers. So let's get that out the way. It's not sneakers. That was crazy. So the poem is based on. We both wrote separate parts, and the poem is based on what I like my favorite feature in the opposite sex. So if anybody can tell who wrote each part and what each feature is, then they'll win a gift. Kenya said she wanted to give the winner her book. Let me see.
Nice.
Hold on.
Daddy.
The book is called 15 to 1. So Kenya said she's going to give the winner her book, and we'll do some other things for the winner as well. So, let me ask my castmates.
Jennifer said eyes, lips.
Let me ask my castmates.
I already know what part you wrote.
That's what I'm about to ask. Let me ask my castmates, and everybody in the chat can answer as well. Who wrote each part?
Part A was written by King.
Oh, so that's what we supposed to
Part
do.
B was written.
Wait the fucking minute. What is Katie asking right now, y'all?
I didn't know what y'all. I thought we had to guess what y'all was talking about. I didn't know we had to guess who wrote what.
But I think Kenya had added like, okay, and who do you think wrote which part? So yeah,
Katie,
I agree with you.
You're supposed to go to the comments, Katie. You would have saw that in the comments. So once again, can Katie do her homework and can everybody in the chat and my castmates who wrote each part? Now go ahead now. What's your guess?
I'm saying Kenya wrote A and you wrote B.
What's your guess, Ish?
That's my guess too. I wrote that in the comments as well.
What's your guess, Katie?
Well, I don't forgot which part was in 1 or 2, but I know what you were talking about.
All right,
you were talking about
let's get for everybody that's not on.
I forgot if it was 1 or 2. I'm looking back.
So for everybody that's not on T's and Kenya's Facebook page, we're going to read it for you here, okay? To give you a better understanding of where we're coming from. So it starts off like this. What I like, the depths inside is something you can hide. The varieties of shade has to be God-made. Some big, some small, some wide, some tied, some distinct, most unique. Be aware of those corners. That's where the emotions reside. A simple glance can shed those pants hot or cold, speaks volumes without uttering a word. Some flare, but don't stare or stare like a deer, for there's a chance you could get lost. That's what I like.
You all right?
What am I? What I like, sensual, soft, deep enough to touch my innermost parts, soft enough to massage every kink and knot, firm enough to make me move the way I never thought I could or would, gentle in the sweetest way, cake sweet yet hot like cinnamon rolling off the tips of my tongue, like cream, soft, thick, enticing, inviting, touching my body without any movement, digging deep into the depths of my soul.
That's Kenya.
That's the shit.
All right, people. Here's the answer for part 1. Is everybody ready? Did everybody submit their answers? Everybody in the chat, y'all finished putting your answers in the chat? The person who wrote the first part is uno, dos, tres, mi. I wrote the first part. So I need a spanking to Ish and Nell.
Yeah.
I wrote the first part, and Kenya wrote the second part.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
That second part was real sexy.
Yeah.
The first part was very, very sexy as well. Some big, some small, some wide, some size, some distinct, most unique. Be aware of those corners.
Let's see who got it right. I can't believe that Angelia got this wrong when she edits a lot for Kenya. So that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous, Angelia. Did anybody? I think Diana got it right. And who else? Janine got it right.
I got it right. What's our real life?
No, you didn't.
Yes, because I said that second was Kenya. Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
You said that when he was just reading it. You have to bend
I had to listen to Nell read it. And once he read that second part, I knew it was Kenya talking about the calm on her.
No.
They ain't say shit about no cum on her tongue.
That's all right. It was the innuendo.
It's not cum on her tongue. So let's get that.
The cake is.
That's not what it is.
Like cinnamon.
Yeah, it's the innuendo.
No, it's not an innuendo. It's not an innuendo, Katie. That's
well, it doesn't matter. Hell, I
That's not what it is.
The second part. So give me my props.
Nah.
Give me my props.
You got the woman that come out of mouth or something. Like she might not answer that.
I think
I knew the second part was Kenya.
I think Diana was the only one who got it right, and Jennifer. Let me see.
Okay. Good job, guys.
Congratulations.
It was dope. Yeah,
that was dope.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what that means? We need a collaborative album.
We're not done. The fuck. We're not done.
We need a collaborative album.
There's plenty more to come. I just said this was the bridge. We're building a rapport, and it's going to be posted on the memberships on the YouTube page. So if you're not a member, you won't be privy to this kind of stuff.
I ain't even privy.
All right. So, yeah, Angelia, you should have got that because you was wilding. So who got it right? Diana, Jennifer. I think that was it. Did I miss anybody in the chat? Let me know in the chat if anybody else got it right. So far, we just got Diana and Jennifer.
So it was so beautiful. Before we get out of here on that,
we're gonna do that, Kenya. Wait a minute. No, we're not done.
We're not done.
So we need y'all to guess what each feature is. So my castmates and the people in the chat, y'all have now heard it. Y'all now know that it's the best feature on the opposite sex, and y'all know who wrote each part.
Hold up.
What's up?
This woman got an iPhone something other than a 7. Hold up. Hold it up. Because you've been faking us, 52 faking us out. You just told on yourself. That's an iPhone 13, 12, 11.
I just got it. T and Ish knew it. I told them last week. I told y'all last week.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. And Helen was also one.
I said it last week on the show, Nell.
All right.
She stepped into the new millennium.
What's that? A 13?
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations. Welcome to the Welcome to
I
the new
don't
world.
like it. It's a piece of shit. I got to take it back. It's free for
Oh
love.
damn.
Katie, have a good night.
I cannot.
No.
That's the question, man. Listen,
It's a piece of shit. I'm going back to my drawer.
I can't.
Oh, okay. Then you think it's a piece of shit just because maybe some of the features are?
Well, it's refurbished. I mean, it's going
that's
just
maybe
as slow as
why.
my up. Yeah,
Yeah, that's probably
it was
why.
supposed to be a
Hello,
new, but it's
hello.
refurbished.
I just want to know how y'all speaking about something when we're in the middle of doing something right now. Like, what is happening? The fuck?
My bad.
Each cast member and people in the chat, y'all have to guess what the features are. So, what are the features? Who wants to step out on a limb and be brave and throw out their answer first, man?
Lips for you, T, and mouth for Kenya.
What's your answer now?
Ass.
ass.
So for you, I was thinking eyes for you because of the stare import, the don't stare. You can get lost in it. You can get lost looking in somebody's eyes. Could be wrong. Kenya.
Put your answers in the chat as well. Come on, Nell. The clock is ticking.
I just think that for her, I think she's talking about the whole charisma of a man, the charismatic being of what a man is. When she talks about how sensual and soft and deep enough to touch her innermost parts.
Kenya, are you still in the chat? Kenya was going to come on, y'all, but she said she got the old KD phone. She said KD gave her old phone, so she couldn't. So she was going to come on. KD, what's your thoughts?
I'm taking a wild guess. You breast Kenya soul.
I don't think you read that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I read it. I did, but
not.
I mean stuff like that. I have to really process in my mind because it's like a riddle.
This was posted on Thursday or Friday.
I know it was. I know it was. I don't be on that much. Y'all know I don't be on that much.
I cannot. Do you work here?
And I even screenshot it so I can go back
We go
and read
HR mode. He is in HR mode.
We split your portion.
Yes, I cannot.
Your check is right to us.
Anybody in the chat? Do y'all have any more?
I'm trying to see where I screenshot it. I screenshot it so I can go back.
If you screenshotted it, then why didn't you read it again?
Because I can't find it.
I cannot.
I can't
do
it.
I'm interested to see what it's going to be, though.
In the chat.
Is Kenya in the chat, everybody?
Yeah, she says she's here. Yes.
Yes.
Kenya, I need to inbox you and see if you're allowing that for that answer.
Right.
I mean, initially, I was thinking way in the gutter, but I cleaned it up.
I was too. I was thinking that as well.
So maybe I did have it right, just opposite people. Maybe I don't know, but
I mean, one part of it, I thought the same way you was thinking.
Okay.
But it just went deeper than that.
Gotcha. Okay.
What in the hell is that screenshot?
Oh, Kenya says she's not allowing that as an answer.
Here it is.
So I don't know if anybody's going to win this guess.
It's not allowed what?
I can't tell you. So I don't know. Kenya, do you want to make an exception? I'm texting her right now to see if she's going to make an exception on that one specific part of it, because it's a part of hers that some people may get half and half, or they might get one part of it right, and there's one part that could be accepted for hers, but she says she's not accepting that shit.
What, the dick? It's got dick. I mean, the LBD, firm enough to the way I never thought I could. Gentle in the sweetest way. Thick, enticing, inviting. That's the LBD.
That's what I thought, Nell. That's what I thought, Nell, but that ain't it.
But that's not it, right? That's what I thought too. I definitely put
my
that
soul.
in.
He working that. He in the middle of it, like he is.
All right, she said she'll.
See, I got.
She said
that way too deep for me.
Come on, Katie, what's happening?
She gonna say Nell Oregon like she.
No, you don't have the buy KD shirt or nothing around.
Oh, it's but we got Pastor Laura Robinson in the chat right now. Pastor Robinson said Nell Oregon as if we're saying Uncensored Minds.
All right, I'm going to give the answers. Are y'all ready? Mine was the eyes.
Told you.
And Kenya's was the voice.
Oh.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Oh, she said she'll accept lips.
You know what?
Because none of y'all got it fucking right.
Right.
Kenya. NT. Let me start with Kenya first. Your what we calling that? Your
it's a poem.
Your insert, like your portion of the poem is so deep. You could take your mind so many different places.
Right.
You could think of so many different things, and that's the mark of a great writer. When you could have somebody on a journey thinking of something totally different and pull them back to show them that it's not what they was thinking, is this.
First of all, Angelia, I done told you to stop saying great job, kids. We are not your kids.
All right.
Amazing. That was amazing, Kenya, because that short little insert that you wrote spoke so many different volumes. And you had people saying, Nell Oregon's, as Laura Robinson calls it, had us thinking all sexual and sensual and nasty, but it was just the voice of a male. And that's when you can take somebody on a journey and have them thinking so many different things. And then just the vividness, the imagination that it leaves you with, it has you thinking, oh, we think we know you from one more kiss, thinking, oh, that's the Playboy in him talking about the shape of a woman and how it moves and how it flows and shit. But it's not that. It's just the simple things that we look through each and every day. So that right there is amazing. And I can't wait for one more kiss.
Yes.
So I told Kenya to specifically leave the word out of the poem so people will be able to guess.
That's dope. Beautiful job, you two. Now, can we get number 2? I'm tired of reading 1. Like, I'm fucking sick.
It's coming, man.
It's coming.
Right. And when y'all had a movie, can I play a role in this motherfucker?
Yeah.
We'll see, man. You got to audition, man.
Can I kill somebody?
You got to audition, man. We holding auditions. You got to audition.
If I don't get no part, I'm not your friend no more.
Right.
And I know both of y'all personally. I'm not your friend.
All right. So anybody who said eyes and lips will be accepted as a winner. So I know it was Jennifer and probably Diana, I believe. Let me see if anybody else in the chat said that.
Jennifer said the softest lips.
Yeah, Jennifer was talking about them other set of lips.
It good lips.
Yeah, she was talking about those other lips.
Brown lip.
Mm-hmm. Nice and softest place on earth.
So the whole no, can you go through the chat and see if anybody else said eyes or lips? But the whole idea of it was, my book is basically
Rhonda said,
I didn't ask you to speak, sir. I'm speaking right now. I just said go through the chat. Wait till I finish, and then you can tell me.
And just like KD about to quit.
Listen, I almost literally spit out my fucking water. That would have been a disaster.
God damn it.
Jesus, I'm trying to tell the people what's going on.
All right, go ahead.
So my book is, from my perspective and from a male's perspective, and I believe that she writes from a female's perspective. So that's why I wanted to kind of put it together, because you don't get a lot of things with the male and the female's perspective together. So that's why, I created this idea for this collab thing to go, to go into. Katie, what happened? Your phone died?
Y'all didn't get my message.
I got it. Yeah.
We're working, Katie. We can't, see your
I'm
message.
sorry.
We're working. This is a live
bladder
show.
working too.
It's a live show.
That bladder working too. Hell, I'm old.
It's a live.
Yeah.
You got
What you said? You got the pens? Is that what you said?
they got that for that. Just put them on.
They may have it, but this one won't have it yet.
No, did you see anybody?
Jennifer, Rhonda Brown and Jennifer said eyes and lips at the same time.
All right. I thought Diana was in there too. Let me know in the chat, Diana, if you was in there as well. But I don't know. Diana said the LBD.
Yeah.
Diana thought it was the LBD.
Yeah, she thought it was that pipe.
She did say eyes, I believe, though, if I can say it. Yeah, she got partial.
The two winners are Jennifer and Rhonda then.
Nice.
Jennifer who? Robin. Congratulations.
Rhonda.
Oh, Rhonda. Congratulations, ladies.
Take out that Bluetooth. Okay, here. You take out that Bluetooth.
I can hear. Congratulations, Rhonda. Congratulations, Jennifer.
Yes, ladies. Congrats.
All right, so before we get out of here, we do have a quick ideology. And I need y'all to put y'all thinking hats on for this one. Yeah, I'm bringing the love tonight, so I'm not starting any shit.
No.
But this is also in the frame of I want to explain it like this. It's easy to love somebody or have love for somebody, but all of that means nothing if you don't know how to love them and what they need to be loved. So the ideology for tonight is, let's see if I can pull this up. Where's the fucking shit at? Out of the 5 top love languages, put them in order. I'll tell y'all what the 5 top love languages are. It's acts of service, words of wisdom, gifts, physical touch, and words of affirmation. So put in order, and y'all can do this.
Say it again, Auntie.
Y'all can do this as well in the chat. Put in order how your love language is. So the top 5 are words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch, gifts, and acts of services. I'll put it, on the bottom for everybody. But those are the 5. And y'all let me know. Put your order together.
Of how it applies to our life, right?
Right.
Words of affirmation, gifts.
Quality time, physical touch, gifts.
Well, wait a minute now. You calling something while I'm trying to write something. Okay,
I'll go first.
If you love love, you should know all these already, people. If you're a lover, if you love love, if that means any fucking thing to you, you should already know what these are.
Okay, words of affirmation, give quality time, physical touch, and what's the last one?
Words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch, gifts, and acts of services is 5. I'm going to put them on the screen. Okay. If I could ever type it in, if I have to stop telling Katie every few seconds to get the
Oh,
shit.
All right. So mine goes acts of service, words of affirmation, physical touch, quality time, and gifts.
No, do you have yours?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Physical touch, words of affirmation, receiving gifts, quality time, acts of service.
Okay, Katie, are you live? You ready?
Words words of affirmation, acts of services, because first you're gonna tell me, then you're gonna show me.
No, we didn't.
Physical touch,
Just fucking do your fuck.
quality time, and gifts.
Nah. What's up, Barb? Put your order in the comments. I'll put the 5 down at the bottom of the screen for y'all to put yours in order. Diana,
you got quality time twice. She walked in fucking quality
And
time.
see, I was the only day I want to get confused trying to listen.
that's why I put them at the bottom of the screen, KD. They're at the bottom of the screen. I'm gonna go through mine as people gather themselves in the chat, to get themselves together, man. My first one is physical touch. My second one is acts of service. Who's clicking on? You know?
Mm-mm.
It's physical touch, acts of service, words of affirmation, gifts. I think that's all 5. The quality time is last. Cool, quality time. What's up, man? Let's go through the chat. Y'all not even using all 5. That touch.
They got lost too.
What'd you say, KD?
They got lost too, trying to keep up with what you were saying.
KD, it's on the bottom of the screen.
Well, I don't see it.
Need new glasses as well?
Don't see your comment.
It's
no,
on the bottom of the screen.
Oh,
at the
going
bottom of the
across.
screen.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh God, headache.
Nah, KD giving me a headache right now.
Y'all gonna have to take some ibuprofen like I do.
Tara said words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch, acts of service, and gifts. Angelia said physical touch, quality time, acts of service, words of affirmation, and gifts. What's up, Ebony? Diggle, your bestie, KD. She said words of affirmation, acts of service, physical touch, quality time, and gifts. A lot of people are
think alike.
Wait a minute. A lot of people are putting gifts kind of last, and I think that a lot of y'all lying. But I'm gonna let y'all rock. I'm gonna let y'all rock, though. I'll let y'all rock. But what I want to say with this exercise is, I think that everybody should do this with their partners because this is a thing that's going to be always evolving and moving. So this is something that you should do with your partner to, keep reiterating the things that you want and need. So you're on the same page and you can move, together as a unit. But you don't know, ladies, unless you ask. Unless you ask. You don't know unless you ask.
That's right.
Got it.
What's up now? How you feeling?
I'm hanging in there. I can't.
Can you go through a couple of the last couple people in the chat? So
yeah. Absolutely. So Rhonda said words of affirmation, gifts, acts of service, physical touch, quality time. Just to give y'all a little brief background on what these love languages mean. Words of affirmation and how to communicate these things are encourage, affirm, appreciate, and listen actively, right? So if your partner's first love language, the most prominent one is words of affirmation. They say, hey, babe, we did the test together. Words of affirmation is my number one thing. How to communicate that effectively is just to encourage, affirm what they're saying, appreciate, and listen actively. Actions to take, right? Let's say send an unexpected note, text, or card, right? If they tell you that's what their words of affirmation is, their love language. Things to avoid, not recognizing or appreciating effort, right? So make sure you're encompassing these things when they're telling you what their love language is. You want to make sure that you're highlighting those very things that they like first, right? You'll get a long way. You'll get further down the line. Let's say physical touch is one. How to communicate that? Nonverbal use of body language and touch to show love. They just want something. You don't have to talk. They want to be hands-on with that. Things to avoid: physically neglect or abuse. Those are things that you want to avoid in that. Receiving gifts. A lot of people put that last, but sometimes it could be first for certain people. And if it is, thoughtfulness making your spouse a priority. That actually falls under receiving gifts. So as those that put it towards the back, how to communicate that is thoughtfulness and making sure your spouse feels as if they're a priority. Actions to take, giving thoughtful gifts as in gestures, expressing gratitude when receiving gifts as well, and things to avoid: unenthusiastically receiving a gift, forgetting special occasions, right? Acts of service, think how to communicate that is let them know you're willing and waiting to help lighten their load, right? Actions to take, make them breakfast or dinner. That always goes a long way. Get out of your way to help with the chores, and things to avoid: lacking follow through on small and large tasks. So those are some of the things that you can do if your partner comes to you and say, these are my love language, and how to better communicate that to your partner so they can feel the love that they need to feel, because it's all about them feeling the love that they need to feel, and vice versa. You then feeling the love that you need to feel, so it's an even kill type of situation instead of you just.
Hold on now. And I also don't want people to be jumping out of the window. Like, you might be jumping out of the window going hard on one of the other things that they don't give a fuck about. That's what we're trying to avoid. So you have to ask in order to know, what their order is and how they like things.
And then two, your love language. Let's go back to that real quick, because a lot of times we do this. We have this notion in our minds that I undo to others as I want done to myself, right? So let's say your love language is words of affirmation or physical touch. You want some of those appreciation type of words, or appreciation type of text, or appreciation type of phone calls, and you think your partner wants that as well. Just because you may want that, their thing might just be quality time, and quality time for them may best be your presence next to them, right? And you may say, well, because they want quality time, they want me to then too physically touch them. They then too want words of affirmation, but it's a balance. They might just want you to be there, but then too, you may need something. So you communicate that together. Hey, babe, I actually love being in your presence because that's what you like, but I also need you to touch me a little bit more. I need you to make me feel a little bit more safe and secure when I'm in your presence. And it's a learning experience that when you combine those two together, hopefully, if you're willing to learn and grow together, you'll experience those things on a grander level with each other. That's why this exercise was done tonight, just to give us a different perspective on how to approach our mates and hearing what they're telling us instead of going off what we think is the case.
Ladies, speak up.
Yes.
Speak up.
Okay.
That's the message.
That's the message. Got it.
That's the message. Okay.
I think speaking up and listening, because you got to be, in order to hear what your person is saying and hearing their love language completely, you have to listen. And listen takes not just listening, but enacting what you've heard, right? And it just makes for a better understanding and communication. If y'all both on the same page, y'all both take at the same time, it's a fun activity because y'all can have fun with this. Share thoughts, and then y'all could actually sit down and speak. Hey, babe, whatever the case may be. And it's a fun exercise for y'all to grow and understand. And as T said before, it's an ever-changing life event, because 6 months from now, you may have cleared some hurdles that were problems in your relationship in the beginning, right? Or your relationship got stagnant somewhere. So now you perform these activities that's going to add a little bit more spice, a little bit more attentiveness, a little bit more communication. Now you may want to revisit that 6 months from now because your patterns have gotten better in certain areas. And now love languages have changed now because those things are now prevalent. So you always want to continue to keep learning. You always want to continue to keep asking questions. You always want to continue to keep the lines of communications open so you'll be able to learn your partner the best each and every time.
Facts. All right, Nell, it's on you. Get us out of here.
50 seconds is back! I'm happy. You know how long I sat here and ain't have a segment for myself? Now I do. We're back. Football season is back in full effect. Today was the regular season opener for all NFL teams.
My team won, dog.
We started the season on Thursday. We started the season on Thursday with a very, very important game between the Buffalo Bills and the Los Angeles Rams. The Los Angeles Rams opened the season to their home fans, debuting their Super Bowl winning banner in LA, but they took a loss to the hands of the Buffalo Bills 31-10. Now we're going to run through some teams that are in your local area that has a prominence here in our chat. Right? We're going to fly. We're going to stay right here in our backyard in Philadelphia, where Philadelphia played the Detroit Lions today, and they actually pulled out a squeaker. It was a wide open game for a very long time. The Detroit Lions came back to make it a game, but the Philadelphia Eagles pulled it out 38-35. New Orleans and Atlanta. New Orleans, that was also a good game. Atlanta was in it to the end, but took an L to the hands of the New Orleans Saints, 27-26. T, as he said, his team, he is riding with the Cleveland Browns this year. They took a nice little W into week 1, going into week 2 on a high, 26-24 over the Carolina Panthers.
Without our quarterback. We won this game without our quarterback. Make sure that's known. We won this game without our quarterback.
He says, and that quarterback is Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson is suspended for the first 11 games of the season. He will be back for week 12, which is a long way down the road. But they got to win, keeping them in playoff hunt until he gets there. The Tennessee Titans, for those that are in our Tennessee viewing area, they took a loss today to the lonely New York Giants. Say it ain't so, Tennessee. Y'all supposed to be a playoff team. Y'all lost to the New York Giants 21-20. And my Cowboys on primetime TV tonight. I didn't actually get a chance to see the game because I'm here with y'all. Took a loss to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
You ain't want to see that, bro.
I didn't want to see that, but I still support my team to the fullest end. Hopefully your team in your area, hopefully they won for you today. Oh, let's not forget, because we got somebody who's the New England Patriots, Helen Weaver. She's a New England Patriots fan. They took a loss to the Miami Dolphins today, 20-7. So hopefully your team bounces back week 2. Next Sunday, we'll be reading off again some winning scores of teams that are in your area. Hopefully your team can go 2-0. Or if they have lost today, they can go 1-1. That's 60 seconds with Nell. I am back.
Hold on now. I need to address something real quick because I hate this shit right here. I really fucking hate it. Once again, people.
She telling the truth.
KD, I didn't say it wasn't truth. I said, what is your response to this?
I mean, she's telling the truth. I mean,
what is your response to this, KD?
Talking about when the actions don't match up to what they're saying?
Yeah, then what do you do?
Hell, I get the fuck on.
Exactly. Then you know that person is not for you.
Exactly.
Right.
Let's get the fuck on.
The fuck? Stop the bullshit.
We find too many things to complain about. It just be like, all right, cool. If that person ain't that, that person ain't that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to stand in it.
Did you lose? No. Did y'all?
It's okay.
It just be all right, cool.
Mm-hmm.
We find more issues to bury ourselves in than we do trying to come up and rise like that phoenix. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You say we say we strong people. Y'all use that word so many times. I'm strong. But then be weak to in the grand scheme of things to somebody that you saying is taking advantage of you or something. I don't know. I got a different outview on life. I just don't know how to use things as a negative or deterrent for me not to rise, like, or get up and do something with it. Like,
well, that's fair because we all face these challenges different. So that's fair.
So are you facing a challenge just to let it fucking defeat you?
Yes.
You facing that challenge just to be like, oh, if defeated me, I'm that nigga ain't shit.
Well, in your eyes, it may look like a defeat, but in my eyes, it look like something totally different.
What is
so
it?
That's why I said we all face things differently.
So are you saying that you're using it as a crutch to say, oh, I beat this, so yo, look at me, world, I did something
Well,
useful?
again, that's the way your eyes will see it, but your eyes will never
No.
see exactly what
Can
took me there.
we get out what happened to Tom Brady before we get off?
Yeah. So as we so this is still on with the going in 60 seconds thing, right? So Tom Brady, as y'all know, is the GOAT, right? He spent so many years in New England, won 6 championships there. Then he left New England and went to go play for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and won them a Super Bowl last year. First season with the team, won a Super Bowl. So he is now the winningest quarterback, most rings than anybody. He was supposed to retire last season, right? Talked it over with his wife. He was supposed to retire. They had an agreement that he would retire, go into the, let her go back to work. Instead of him retiring, he went back to play football. So now there's some kind of scandal out there or some type of report that the wife's not happy and told him to get out.
No, I don't think it's a scandal or a report. And she didn't tell him to get out. She rode. She took the kids and she went to one of the other houses. And
Yeah.
it was like, I'm not coming back. I told your ass that was it last year, and now you want to still play. And I've seen a lot of people saying that, Tom tried to retire for a couple of weeks, and then he saw what that looked like when he had to be in the house with her and the kids every day. And he was like, fuck this, I'm going back to work. So these are the ideals of, what's happening. So do y'all think that she's right in telling him that enough was enough and she's ready for him to retire? Or, is Tom right in saying, I want to continue playing football? So what do y'all take, ladies?
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely important to, always support your mate. Even sometimes when you disagree with the choices that's being made. So I feel like I think this was something that they've already had discussions about, obviously, over the years, and it was built up. So therefore, she just like, all right, this is the last straw. Like, I'm over it. You keep saying you're going to retire, and you haven't. So maybe us moving out the house and separating will be that kick in the ass that you need to get it done. So I get her point of view, but I also get his passion, you know what I mean, for the game and the love of the game. And so therefore, that's a pretty difficult place to be in.
Yeah.
So as a wife, if you're his wife, Ish, do you think that you have the right to demand him to stop?
No, like I don't feel like you should. Like I get expressing yourself, I get expressing the position, I get wanting to follow some of your dreams at that point in time, but there is also that thing just called support and allowing your mate to be who they are, and supporting them in those endeavors. So
Katie,
yeah.
what is your thoughts, KD?
Well, I mean, I don't see why she couldn't support him and still live her dream. It's my understanding that she wanted to live her dream now or something like that.
Katie,
But
she don't want to.
she don't want to. Well,
I
then why
mean,
is she trying to stop him from living his
no, what
dream?
I'm saying is she don't want to continue to support him. She wants him to stop.
Well, no, she's wrong in there.
That's wrong.
She's wrong.
No, you're alive. What you
My therapist texted me and just said, "Nell, be cool." I know. At the end of the day,
this is rich people problems.
It is
Right.
problems, but it's a problem that happens far too often.
Right.
Yes, we could make an agreement that I'm going to stop doing this, but when you have a passion for something, it's hard to just put it down just because.
Right.
I'm physically still able to, so I'm not quitting because I can't no longer do it physically. Typically, that's the life of a sports star, right? I can't physically no longer go out there and be who I normally am. So I allowed Father Time to come in and dictate my existence or my longevity. But in his case, he's actually outperforming Father Time and rewriting time. Yes, when you have a family, when you have a commitment, when you have a spouse, and y'all sit down and talk about these things, there should be room for error in that point to say, hey, babe, I'm just not ready to hang them up yet. I know we talked about this last year, but I'm still playing at a high level, and I still want to go out here and I still want to do what I love to do.
Hold on. Now, I also want to interject that he did retire and then unretire.
Mm-hmm. So you know, lets me know when he sat the fuck down and stayed home for a couple weeks.
He was like, I want to go back and play football. Fuck this bullshit.
Go out here and still play football, and it ain't for the money because his money is long and her money is even longer. So he's not doing it for the money. He's doing it for the sheer enjoyment of what he loves to do, and that's go out there and play football. So, I just think that it's instead of being so wrapped up in emotions,
right?
We should sit down and come up with a strategy to where we both can have what we want. I can still go out here and do football because football is only for 5 months, 6 months, and then the other 6 months I'm home doing that with the kids, or we can figure it out. We could take the kids on a bus, whatever we got to do, so we both are getting what we need, right? Because at this point, it should be an equal partnership where we both are still able to do what we do. So I just hope that this situation plays out perfectly for them and they come back together. That she realizes that's her husband and she just wants to support him. And then he also realizes that that's his wife and he needs to support her dreams as well. Hopefully everything works out. Probably by the end of the year, we'll see him hoisting another Lombardi trophy because of the storyline that's in it. You know what I mean? The NFL loves storylines and he always seems to come out on top. So hopefully, if it all goes right, he'll be hoisting another Super Bowl, probably going out on top with probably 8 rings and a beautiful wife and a beautiful family.
I agree, Barb. Sometimes you don't want to be around your mate all day, every fucking day.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I wanted to ask the ladies though. So, ladies, do y'all think that she Tiffany Haddish this and went too far with her exit, or did she have to make a statement to make sure that he knew she was serious?
Yeah, I feel like it was definitely a statement made because obviously the discussions that they've had over the years or whatever, just in her mind, just didn't seem to be getting through to him how heavily she was feeling about it. So she figured, I'm gonna take some action. I'm gonna put some action behind these words here and show him that I mean business.
So what do you think, Judy? What would you have done if you was in her shoes?
Depending on the extent of our conversation, but probably the same thing.
You would have bolted
more than likely. Yeah, if we had discussed that, and you had promised me that you were going to retire, you did for 2 weeks, then you went back in. I'm be like, okay, well, yeah, I probably would put some distance between us, if nothing else, to think about the situation.
Look at Nell face.
What, Nell?
No, look like he just freaking
what's wrong,
got gut punched.
What? You walking away possibly from your marriage because the man.
No, I'm just going to the next house.
But why?
I'm going to the other house.
But you know what that can lead to.
But that's the thing, though.
But he know what it can lead to when, like I said again, we don't know what their situation was. I'm not gonna say she was wrong to expect that. Now I will say logically she better look at the money part of it, but
we can tell you
also she can make that much money.
Katie, we can tell you what the situation was because it's very public. She's been telling him to retire for like 5 years now. It's very
well, I guess she's fed up. And if I was fed up with that particular situation, then yeah, I'm separating myself from it.
I could see if I had a drug problem, a gambling problem, a sex
playing football,
something that's going to be detrimental to my family. But you met me as a football player. That's my job.
And he met her as a supermodel.
He didn't tell her that she had to stop being a
He
supermodel.
tell her that he didn't want to move out because you want to be a supermodel.
No, I'm just saying he met her as a supermodel too.
He
So
never told her to stop. Is what
he
I'm
gave her an ultimatum 5 years ago, 2 years ago, last night. You telling
Nell,
me
we cannot take this person. I'm not gonna
hold
leave
up.
you. Don't
But
worry.
you telling me that you're willing to leave the house because I made a decision to continue to play a sport or to
Maybe
go
for her peace of mind, that's what she needed to do.
What peace of mind is there?
Maybe for her peace of mind, she needed to do that.
So now you're without your husband. You got a peace of mind with being without your husband.
I've been there before, and I'm peaceful.
Right.
I mean, depending on the circumstances. I mean, we don't know how deep. We only know the surface of what's going on. But,
Katie, this is a public story. It's not.
It may be, but I'm saying maybe there's some underlying issues there as well.
This has been the only issue, Katie,
that we know of.
I can't. Here come the narratives. Here come the narratives. I cannot.
Not a narrative. I'm just saying we don't know the full story.
Why do it have
the public
to be
is
more
not going to know
why
every
do it
detail
have
of
to be?
those people's
Why do it
personal
have
lives.
to be more? Why do it have to be more? Okay, you want to create a narrative. You just it's itching.
I'm sure it's more. It's not just that
like
simple.
This. It's like
simple.
this at you, Katie.
That's
You
too
want to
simple.
create it. Like
that is too simple. It's too simple. And there's no way that the public is going to know those people deep personal.
He's Tom Brady. You think Tom Brady could be out here cheating and nobody would fucking know he's Tom Brady?
I ain't say he was cheating. Those were not my words.
But you're painting a narrative without saying it.
I did not say that. I did not say that. I just said we don't know what else is going on.
It can't be that simple. It could be that simple. I might just want you to quit your fucking job. It could be that simple. I could just want you could be a stripper. And I might say, I don't want you being a stripper no more. It could be that fucking simple.
This question boggles my mind, right? If your husband told you he wants you to stop acting,
right,
stay home, I want to go out here and I want to do what I want to do, are you going to stop doing your job that you love to do?
That depends on the effect on my husband. If I see if we're already in a good place and we have talked about this and I see that it is really going to affect my relationship with him, then yeah, I'm going to consider.
But you don't want to quit, Katie. But put this put this in that conversation too. You don't want to quit. Now, what's your answer?
I'm not quitting, probably.
All right, then. So how you gonna bash him?
I didn't bash him. I mean, that's not what I did.
You said
I only said that she wasn't wrong.
She's not wrong?
Well, I don't feel like she's wrong. I mean, she's doing what she feels like.
Would your husband be wrong if he left the house and took the kids because you didn't want to stop working?
If he felt like that's what he needed to do, I'm not going to say he was wrong.
Nobody's wrong in Katie's eyes, man.
You just said
you got to do what you feel like you need to do. Because it's not over with him. She just did it just to show him that she is a little bit more serious. Now, I mean, you know, that's one of those things where we're saying, okay, take a look. I mean what I say. So if he is
situation, right? So if you're trying to show me that you're more serious about this than I thought, right? Or you just want to show me that you're serious about this, what happens if he wakes up and say, I can't be with her no more? Because he goes to extreme measures and I'm better off without her because she showed me the way to live without her.
Right.
What happens?
Exactly. Well, then the marriage is over.
No, you got egg in your face when you didn't have to create a situation that was unnecessary to create.
But where he created the situation when he didn't honor what he told her.
The man has been playing football for 15 years. This man's job is that. You sign a contract, you have to live to your contract. 5 years ago,
he told her that he was going to retire. So he told her he was going to retire.
No,
right?
he didn't.
He can't change his mind.
I thought he said he told.
Well, he did retire
briefly. After this season,
is he allowed to change his mind?
He's allowed to change his mind, but I mean, apparently that didn't sit right with her.
Bye yourself.
I be loving it, yo.
Bye
I just
yourself.
love it. So y'all go to deeps and y'all go to depths and to beat a man's ass when he does anything quite like this. If that man would have walked out on her and left her because she ain't want to give up her career as the supermodel, whatever, and he stepped out on Shorty, you'll be like, he ain't no good, sis. Good, you did what you had to do. Leave that nigga alone. He ain't no good. But she walked out on him and y'all applauding, saying that is that's
I didn't
cool
say.
that she.
I said that I would not judge him either, Neil, because each person have to do what they feel like they need to do in order to hold their
But
peace.
we took a vow for better or for worse till death do us part. We ain't like you part in this relationship because I still want to work and do something that makes me happy.
No, you gotta quit your job.
And now I agree. Look,
Your job is
okay.
over.
Let me put it this way right here.
You
Now,
need to quit.
I totally agree with Nell on that. I do. Because part of me not being in my marriage now stemmed from that because I wanted to act and he didn't want me to act.
Isn't that a sign of control and mental abuse? She's
I
mentally
agree.
abusing that goddamn man because that's a sign of control. I'm gonna take my kids, I'm gonna take our kids, and I'm gonna move out of our house to another one of our houses because you won't quit working and doing something that you love. That's a sign of control. That's so we see it all the time where women are being controlled by these men telling y'all what y'all can and cannot do, and y'all will stand up and fight to the depths for y'all freedom. But when a man ain't do nothing but go out here and perform at a high level in a sport that he loves to perform in, and she walks off, and he's the bad guy, he's supposed to quit because he said he was going to?
No, I say all the time that women want control.
Oh. Wow.
I guess y'all missed the part where I said I was in a situation, the same situation he was in. So that means that man wanted control of me. So I'm saying I get what you guys are saying. He wants to follow his dream. No, he's not wrong for following his dream. But I'm not saying that she is wrong, that she cannot live with him continuing to follow that dream.
Why not?
Is he beating her ass?
Well, yeah, I don't know, T.
He can't follow his dreams because she don't want him to?
Right.
So you're telling me I'm supposed to not follow my dreams?
No,
my spouse don't want me to follow my dreams.
No. The point that Katie is trying to make, she's saying she can't live there with him playing football. Like that's equivalent to him whipping her ass. Like I'm not doing anything to you. I'm going to work. You can still stay in the crib. You ain't got to leave. You can be mad and whatever. You ain't got to leave the crib.
Yeah, why leave?
I guess she's feeling like it's imposing on their family life. You know. With the children and him not spending time. I'm just saying, I don't know for certain.
You leaving the crib? I'm not even at home now because I'm playing football. So you might as well should have stayed in the crib. The fuck?
Right.
So if I'm imposing on going out here and playing a sport, when I come home from practice and from the game, who am I coming home to? You and the kids.
Right.
The game's over after 1 o'clock. Game's 1 o'clock. Game's over at 4. I'm coming home to you. I'm hurt. I'm coming home to you.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You took the kids and yourself out of the home. So even when I come home, I'm not coming home to you because you're not there.
Right.
We just don't. We don't value partnerships anymore because if there's a will, there's a way. Right?
Mm-hmm.
If you still want to chase your dreams, honey, and be a supermodel, we can do that. We can do that. You're the number one supermodel in the fucking world. These people will come to you. And if you can't, you gotta go fly to Dubai or whatever. You gotta go anywhere. I can watch the kids. We got money.
Mm-hmm.
We got each other.
Mm-hmm.
This season ain't every day in the for 365.
No. Tom is coming home and whipping her ass. That's what Katie just said. She can't.
I never said
Oh
those
my
words.
God.
Look,
Those
she
words
cannot bear
never
to
parted
live
my
in this
mouth.
house. She cannot bear to live in this house with him anymore while he's playing football. It's
Those words
unfucking bearable.
never
It's so
parted my lips
unbearable.
to say
It's
that Tom Brady
unbearable.
was touching his wife.
It's you said it's unbearable for her to live there. It's
No,
unbearable.
I said maybe that the tension and stuff has caused a lot of tension there.
Right.
Toxicity has gotten into the marriage now.
KD, it's no tension because I'm not even here. I gotta go to practice. I'm at football.
But then when he comes in, I mean, I don't know those people's situation, T.
But
I mean, we don't never know what their situation is.
It almost
and everybody's situation is not going to be like that. I tell you what, let my husband have a football career making $50 million. My logical ass is going to be like, okay, well, if I can't model on Zoom, then I won't model because he wants to work. I mean, I'm going to support what will be more logical for us.
So are you in support of that because it's that amount of money? What if it was? What if he didn't make a lot of money? Are you still in support of it?
I mean, he can do him, but I'm just going to go on back to work myself.
No, Katie. You just said you going to stay home. You got to stay home too. If the money ain't the same, you still got to stay home. You can't change it up and say, no.
But I thought she wanted to go back to her career of modeling, y'all said.
She can do that as well. He don't got to quit football for her to do that.
Well, again, I am not against either one of them. Y'all trying to paint the picture. I told y'all it's not gonna work.
I'm just trying to see. I'm just trying to see how you just decided that you're going back to work because the money changed. That's what I'm trying.
I mean, if he is no longer making money, somebody would bring home money.
Making money is just not $50 million.
You're not gonna make money.
Well, if he's not making enough to take care of the family, then she would go. But I mean, they've made enough money that they have enough to take. That they're taken care of, right?
Do you know her net worth is $450 million and his is $275? So she clearly has made more money than him. Well, it's not about the money; it's about control, right? She feels like she's a housewife, or she feels like she's a wife, and not a
about control.
Some people's priorities are in the wrong place. So when you step up in front of God and say, "I do," you saying I do to a number of different things that's supposed to be a union between you and your spouse, for better or for worse. This ain't worse right here, baby. Me working is still going out here and working ain't worse. This ain't that. And far too often do we get into these selfish moments of, oh, I gotta show them I'm not serious. But what happens if that shit backfires? Right. And backfires for the wrong reasons. Like now I'm going. They ain't here no more, and we left the. Damn, I should have did this differently. I should have did that differently. I'm sure he's trying to figure it out. That's why he stopped playing football for 2 weeks to go home and figure his home life out, because he's concerned about it. But letting her know, baby, this still is Emmy, and it's going to be Emmy if I'm retired or if I'm playing. How much more issues do you think they having if that man would have stayed home? It probably would have been arguments, issues, because he upset. He ain't doing what he want to do or whatever. It causes more friction than it does being better. Right. We can find ways to make shit happen. Let's do it equally. That's all. That's the conversation that we try to have every week on this show. It ain't.
And then one thing there we have to look at. We don't see that man come home at night. She's there. Maybe he's beat up. Maybe he's hurt. Maybe she's having to help him behind the scenes when he ain't got the medication to him. She see what football is doing to him, and maybe she don't like what it's doing to him.
Yes,
is that man a child? That man is a man.
That would be the same as if you are married to an officer. You never know if they're going to come back or not. You're married to a boxer. You never know.
Is it still not his choice to decide?
Right? It's
his choice. But I'm just saying, it's hurtful to her to see.
I'm sure it is, but it's still his choice to make.
Yes,
for his
it is
own
totally
son.
his choice. Totally his choice.
The moment we take away somebody else's right to choose for
It's
them
totally his
is the
choice. But
moment we
maybe
try to
she's saying that
control
she
them.
refused to see him come home like that. And that's his choice. It's
All right,
totally
so
his
can he
choice.
say to her, it hurts my feelings to see you away from the kids for 6 months while you're
Yes, he can
shooting
say that
shots,
to
or
her.
I don't know where you're at, and all these people around you could do something to you. He could say that to her too, but he don't. He didn't.
You don't know what he said to her.
There we go.
No.
Well,
But
we
he ain't.
don't.
That's a
I
whole
mean, we're
nother.
talking about
That's
these
a whole
people
nother
on
show.
a
But he
personal
didn't do what
level.
y'all. He
We
didn't do
don't
what
know these
most men are
people on that
always accused
personal
of
level.
doing, packing up and leaving. He ain't do that either.
Again, we don't know
So
these
on
people
that
on a
note,
personal
thank you.
level.
Yes, great show,
Thank you.
guys.
Thank you for tuning in this evening again.
Episode
We
96.
started off on a somber note and we ended on a somber note because I want to kill.
No, the only thing that you learned is if you get 50 million, KD will quit. That's the only thing that was learned here.
How did that turn around on me?
That's the only thing that was learned there.
So
Lord.
again, this show was dedicated in the life and love and memories of those who lost their lives on September 11, 2001, 21 years ago. Again, thank you to Tara. Thank you to Janine. Thank you to Barbara. Thank you to Diana for sharing these stories. Thank you to all the responders. Thank you to everybody who went down there and showed signs of heroism in the aftermath of the tragedies that happened. New York, DC, Pennsylvania. Thank you to our law enforcement officials, our first responders, anybody that has anything to do with keeping us safe and sound in this crazy world. But again, our hearts go out to the victims of 9/11. We will never forget. Thank you again to everybody out there, our top fans, our Uncensored Minds fans, those who rock our merchandise on a regular basis, and our outright uncensored crew. We appreciate y'all. Without y'all, there's no us. Again, this is no longer a podcast. This is a conversation. This is the place that you can come and be safe. I know it doesn't seem like that. I know we go back and forth. But one thing for sure, two for certain, we leave here each and every night and we love on each other. Because when we get off of here, we probably be in the chat for a couple minutes. We'll see each other. We'll talk to each other tomorrow as if none of this ever happened. We'll talk to each other on Thursday, and we'll come back and sit in front of you again on Sunday and debate our topics. But it's all love, and we support each other in anything that we got going on. Again, shout outs to T for always bringing us live and helping us, be put on this platform. And thank you to the amazing Kenya Graves for also being such a dope and amazing writer. That their poem tonight took us on a journey, and that's what great writers do. So look out for One More Kiss. If you haven't picked that up yet, you can find it on Amazon. You can type in Kenya Graves' name on Amazon, and she has a plethora of books out there for y'all to grab. She's dope. She has so many different pieces that you can just add to your collection. You finish one, pick up another one. And T's got that going on too soon. One More Kiss Part 2 is dropping. And then we got the young lady that's right to the left of me, right there, the crazy KD, who we all love, who is also an author as well. So if you've been under a rock, which I know you haven't, but if you have, you could type her name too in an Amazon field. Karen D. What is it? Karen D. Nell or Cummins?
Yeah, if they just Google me, it's gonna take them to everything. Just Google Karen D. Neal.
Karen D. Nell, you're gonna Google her, you're gonna find out everything. When she was married at 16, when she got divorced at
You won't find that part out, but you can follow everything, TV shows,
y'all gonna
movies,
see
and everything.
We're gonna have her ex-husband on the show one week, and he gonna tell us.
Ebony, did you
Oh my God.
I reached out to him.
Hilarious.
You gotta come on here and give us a word of encouragement because we need it.
Hilarious.
Never, ever come on this show. Trust me.
Thank you again. We're plugging along. Before you know, we'll be at episode 100. We need everybody's support. Please like and share like and share this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Send it to your friends. Go back and watch it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Prepare yourself on Friday, only to show back up on Sunday. We need y'all support. All right?
And
And
also,
click on the ad.
no, and also for the ladies who are still want to stay in y'all little shell and not ask for what you want, y'all can go to rawhoneydrip.com and get toys to play with if you don't want to. If you don't want to be played with, if you don't want to be touched on, if that's not your boat, then you can go
Right.
things that you need.
And it's very discreet. It comes in beautiful packages, and you should get y'all right. Raw honey will get y'all right. You ain't got to ask for nothing. You just got to push the button. You know what I mean? Push the button. Raw honey will get y'all right.
That's it.
Episode 96.
Sexy, sassy, and classy.
Sexy, sassy,
Don't forget,
classy.
Telemade. Why I keep saying unsell it? Telemade Kicks Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Make sure y'all there, because y'all gonna find out what our birthday list look like, our Christmas list look like.
Shit.
List look like. Y'all said we don't open our mouths.
I open my mouth.
We didn't say y'all don't open your mouth.
There, I open my mouth on there, and I open my mouth.
Y'all don't open your mouth.
8.5, 9.5. Socks and shoelaces, and I like sneakers. Karen.
What about Karen?
I'm waiting on my socks, Karen. I'm waiting on my
very well what you like, Nell.
I'm waiting on my socks too, Karen.
Shout out to everybody in the comments. Thank you again for everybody that always is dropping comments in our inbox, Uncensored Minds inbox, always questioning us, always pushing us. Thank you to the people that always is critiquing us, because we actually do this for y'all. If y'all haven't noticed, we've been growing, we've been getting better and better and better, and that's because of y'all. So we love y'all, we support y'all, and we out of here. We'll see y'all soon.
Have a great week, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.